$69
Good morning, everyone. I gotta put the mic on.
It's that little finger test. You get it real quick. I'll tell you.
Good morning.
Anytime somebody has any type of...
If you're new here, my name is Brian Craig, and this is the longest running radio show in Florida. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, and if everybody in there could give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Oh, man. And we've got so much to talk about today. I'm going to read through some of my comments on YouTube here, too, on the radio today, which I don't normally do on... I read the comments myself, but I don't normally do them on the radio. But I'm going to do it today. Some of the comments I've gotten. I feel great. I got my vaccine yesterday, the first shot. My arm's a little sore, but I feel normal. Hey, Del Rey. What about Steven Crowder? I'm feeling great, Chris. Feeling perfectly normal.
Make sure you mention you heard them on the radio.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health.
Hey guys, make sure you're subscribed, click that notification bell, and share the video if you don't mind on all of your social media that you can, and like the video. That helps tremendously when you like the video.
Recipients are entitled to one pair of quality diabetic shoes.
Yeah, I'm going to read through some of the comments. I've gotten some of the nastiest comments I have ever gotten since I've been on the radio from people about getting the vaccine yesterday. This is an old shirt I have that I had lost, and I was cleaning out my closet and came across it. My Space Force shirt, make space great again. That's not lynch you see on my shirt. Those are stars. All right, here we go.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now, here's Steve Kane.
Hey guys, good morning everyone. Yes. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, we are live in the mornings from 6 until 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, with overnight rebroadcast, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week, you overnight listeners. And we're on the radio both live in the morning and overnight on 96.9 FM, 95.3 on the FM radio dial, and AM 1470, both live in the morning and the overnight rebroadcast. You can also listen to the program, all 9 hours of it, that's right, on the iHeart Radio app and the TuneIn app, searching for us by our station call letters WWNN. Now, many of you know, not all of you, many of you know, but if you follow me on YouTube, listen to my podcast and all of that, yesterday I got my COVID vaccine. I had the Moderna vaccine, first shot yesterday. I got it when I got off the air yesterday, and Steve had his on Sunday, and my wife is scheduled to have hers later this week. I can't remember which day. She has an appointment. I did not have an appointment. I went to a walk-up location, which I will tell you guys which walk-up location I went to and what my experience was like a little later. But when I left the vaccination site, I did a live stream on YouTube and talked about this on my podcast. And let me tell you, I've been doing this a long time. And over the years, there have been people in the listening audience that have been pretty angry at me. There have been people very angry at Steve over the years as well. And I have never had really the level of anger towards me from people that I'm hearing now. There's been one or two instances on the show over the years where there was real anger that the audience, people in the audience that listened for a long time were pissed off when Steve first became a Christian. That was a big one. In fact, I will say, when Steve became a Christian, which was a long time ago, because he's a Jew, it was very controversial. It was some of the reaction, the people in this listening audience it was just irrational. But it was oh man, it was pretty crazed response from some people in this audience. I've had from time to time, of course, people get upset at me over the years, but I don't know if I've had it like this. In a little bit, I'm going to read through some of the comments that people have left since yesterday about me and Steve getting the vaccine. We both had our first shots. I've got an appointment for my next one, which is late April. And yesterday was the first day that I was able to get the vaccine. Our great governor here in Florida, Ron DeSantis, he's been doing it from the oldest and working back. And yesterday, Monday, was the first day that people age 40 and above could get the vaccination. So I went and got it yesterday morning right after the show because I wanted to get it. And I'm getting the vaccine, or got the vaccine yesterday, the first injection, for very personal reasons, and which I will tell you about, because I know we have a lot of people that are new to the program and don't know everything about me, don't know everything about Steve. So sometimes, I know a lot of you that are longtime listeners, you know a lot of these things. But a lot of people are new to the program over the years. People join us all the time, and they don't know our whole bio. So I'll just tell you real quick, my wife has a very, very, very serious heart and lung disease. It's called pulmonary hypertension, primary pulmonary hypertension, to be more precise. And it's a very serious heart and lung disease. She's basically not left the house for over a year. We do go out and pick up takeout food, but that's it. And she'll ride in the car, stay in the car most of the time. I did take her up to Orlando one day, and it was a nightmare. We came home, and that was many months ago, and she hasn't left since because there were some problems with that and the crowds and everything. So my wife cannot function with the masks on out in public for more than a couple of minutes because she is on oxygen and has a very difficult time breathing, and you put a mask over her face, forget about it, right? So, so she hasn't left the house in over a year. And, COVID attacks the lungs. That's one of the things that makes it the most deadly of all. And so we've been extra careful. Now, I still go around and do what I do and everything else, but I am very, very careful. When I go places, like on Saturday, I went to the boat show up in Palm Beach, which was pretty social distance, but not a lot of mask wearing. But anytime I go to something like that, when I get home, first thing I do is put my clothes in the wash and take a shower, right? Even though I've been cleaning and everything all day, because I don't want to, I kind of like decontaminate myself because I don't want to risk my life. We're basically living like John Travolta in The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. So the first main reason that I've gotten the vaccine is because of my wife. I want to do, I am much less concerned about the vaccine than I am about her getting COVID, which if my wife were to get COVID, she would be dead. That's just it, because of her underlying health conditions, okay? That's number one. In Steve's case, Steve's up there in years, and he's also had pneumonia multiple times, which makes it, so he's also an incredibly high-risk person because of that. And, we've taken a lot of precautions. I mean, that's one of the major reasons, not the only one, but it's one of the major reasons that we moved last year our broadcast sites. We had our own studio for many, many years over in Coral Springs. We had a great studio that was our own private studio for many, many years. And because things, Steve's in a very high-risk group because of age, and he's had pneumonia. And the place where we were doing the show was not the place you want to be during a health scare like we had last year. It's a place where there are people that come to see doctors all day that are in a very high risk group themselves, And when we would get off the air, even though we had our own private studio, it wasn't our own private building. So when we would get out of our sound booths, I had my own booth, Steve had his. We were in different rooms because I was running the controls and everything, and Steve was in a separate room. We would have to go and walk through a crowd of people. It was a place for drug rehabilitation. And every day in the morning, they would bring the people in drug rehab to the place to go through treatment with their doctors, their medical doctors. And these are high-risk people, obviously, for all kinds of things. And when we would leave the studio to go to our cars, we would have to walk through them, a crowd of people that are in drug and alcohol rehab. And on top of that, they're all in the building using the facilities, including the bathrooms and everything else. And it was a very risky thing. And that was one of the major factors as to why we moved last year. I'm here at the radio station now, which we've never were at before. But I'm glad because we got this great studio here, which I love. And we actually went to the trouble and expense of constructing a studio for Steve at his home. And Steve does his show from home. I'm here at the radio station. Steve's about, 30, 40 or more miles away from where I'm at, and we connect. A lot of that is because of this, because Steve and I both have high-risk things. Steve's age, Steve's pneumonia, and my wife's condition, okay, also has some things that I have to be extra careful. So we've been careful all year long. So we are in different categories than most people. With all that being said, both of us have been vaccinated with our first Moderna shot. Steve on Sunday. I got mine yesterday. And I have been getting, some of the nastiest, disgusting comments. I'm going to read some of them to you, okay, after the break. I've been getting some of the nastiest comments from people that I've ever received. There's always lunatics that are, hating and writing things and saying things and calling and messaging and everything. But this is more people at once, and it's and a lot of negativity. And I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to read through some of them because I want you to hear what we're dealing with here. And their outrage is crazy because we got the vaccine is why they're upset. And this morning I didn't talk to Steve yesterday about it. But I told Steve this morning. He says, "What's going on?" And I said, "You're not going to, want to hear this." And I read him some of the comments. He was in shock. Steve was actually in shock at how upset people were, okay, with us and some of the things. I read him some of the YouTube comments. I'm going to read to you after the break. And by the way, we will take your calls too at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, K-A-N-E, and the number 1. He was in shock. Now, I knew there'd be some people upset about it, but I don't care. I'm not going to, I'm not telling anyone that they need to go out and get anything. I'm not a doctor, okay? I told Steve, I said, the level of anger some of these people have, like one person called me a traitor, traitor. If Steve and I would have taken women out to get abortions yesterday, you'd be right. We're hypocrites. How can you be a conservative Trump guy when you're taking people out for abortions? But we didn't do that. I got a vaccine. Steve got a vaccine shot. Didn't even take anybody else to do it. My daughter's 22. I've left it up to her what to do. I was talking to her yesterday. I said, it's up to you. And she told me that she's actually got a doctor's appointment coming up this week, and she's going to talk to her doctor about it. I said, fine, whatever you and your doctor decide, that's up to you. By the way, she lives in the house, but, we're leaving it up to her. Not telling anybody to do anything. Not telling you to do anything. I'm not telling you not to do anything. I'm telling you what I've got to do to take care of myself and my family, and I think it's the responsible thing to do. But this idea that, you're not MAGA. You're not a Trump supporter now. The leading MAGA people have all had this vaccine. First of all, not only has President Trump had the vaccine, and Melania, Okay, this was confirmed back in January, I remember. Trump is responsible for the development of it. And President Trump is out there correcting the record because Fauci is trying to rewrite history and claim credit for the vaccine idea. And Trump put together Operation Warp Speed, which is responsible for the development of multiple treatments and the vaccines. So in effect, it's a Trump vaccine. That's number one. That's President Trump, okay? So you could make the case that if you're arguing against it, you're not a Trump person because he's responsible for it. Number two, Ted Cruz did some great work at the border over the weekend we were talking about. Ted Cruz had a run-in with a reporter in Washington at the Senate the other day, last week. I played the clip on the air. I don't know if I still have it. I don't keep my sound bites, but I'll tell you what it is. I need to play it for you. He went up to the microphones. He didn't have a mask. The other Republican senators were maskless, and a reporter asked them could they put their masks on, and Ted Cruz said no. And they asked again, and he says, we've all been vaccinated up here. We've all been vaccinated. And the guy said, well, you're making me uncomfortable. And it's like, well, you don't have to be here for the press conference. And he went on. So you attacking Ted Cruz? Now, Ron DeSantis, who's taken a strong stand against the COVID passport, which I support his position on that. I don't support this COVID passport thing, which we'll talk about on the show today too. But Governor Ron DeSantis is the one who secured vaccines for the state of Florida and set up this incredible process to get the most high-risk people vaccinated first and work it backwards on the clock. And so is Ron DeSantis not MAGA? So I don't know what you guys are doing here. I really don't understand this, but I do know this. Steve and I do something that a lot of people claim to do on the radio, but do not do. Okay? We take calls live on the air from people who take issue with us, who have a disagreement with us, who have a gripe, who have a beef. In fact, those callers, they go to the front of the line if I answer the phones in advance. So if you got a problem, don't be some keyboard anonymous warrior with some fake name, a handle, and some fake animated picture and say terrible things. Pick up the phone like a man and call. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1. 888-465-2631. We're here till 9 o'clock every day. Steve and I are the most accessible people in the radio business. We're always accessible, right here, 3 hours a day, live. 1-888-465-2631. There's only one opening on the board. I'm going to take our break. I'll take some calls, and I'm going to go through some of these comments. And I really want to understand where you guys are coming from. Very strange. Very strange. All right. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. By the way, it's Tuesday morning, March 30th, 2021. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take that break and be right back after this. Do not go anywhere.
Suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. The Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures.
Oh boy! Hey guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Click that notification bell.
At 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, the Soul Authority do house calls. I was talking to Steve the other day, and the doctor was coming to his house for a house call for podiatry work. That's right. They do house calls. All right, now, we have full board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Somebody in the audience was asking about Steve and becoming a Christian. Do we have that many non-Christians in the audience? Yeah, we have. Not everybody that listens to this program is a Christian. We have a lot of Jews, a lot of conservative Jews, a lot of liberal Jews too. It's Florida. And when Steve became a Christian at Calvary Chapel, Fort Lauderdale, with Bob Coy in those old days, it was a crazy time. I was shocked at the reaction of people that we've known for years. And it was an interesting thing about it. On this program has had a big progression. You know, Steve used to do spots for a swingers club and an adult video shop, right? And And when Steve became a Christian, like, oh, you're not a Jew anymore. They were very upset. They never questioned him being a Jew when he was promoting swinging with a serial killer artwork or the porn place, but became a Christian all of a sudden. It was a crazy time, and the level of anger from some people in this audience over Steve and I being vaccinated rises to that level that is really, I consider, to be not rational. All right. I'm going to go to these phones. Now, again, we have full board of calls. Some people have hung up and others have called in. So I don't know who called in, when, what, and where. I'm going to take the first call on line 1. And the other ones, I'll go through the lines. I'd like to kind of keep the topic on what we're talking about. I don't want to get sidelined too much, maybe later in the show, but not right now. So, and every call is screenless. I have not answered any of the phones. Okay? I've not answered one phone line. I don't know who's on hold. I don't know what they're going to talk about. And I don't know what their position is. I don't know if they're angry. I don't know if they're supportive. Okay? Everything is completely screenless. That's how this show is run. We screen the calls on the air. You know, and that's by choice. We have somebody here, Rich Allen. He's down the hall over at the control room of the radio station. He could screen the calls, but we don't want to screen calls. We screen them on the air. Okay, so I'm going to start just at line 1. I'll go through the calls after that in a random order. And if you've been on hold for a while and I go to someone before you, just bear with me. I will get to your call. But like I say, I've lost track of who called when, what, and where. Good morning. What's your name?
Brian, this is Augustino. How you doing?
Augustino. I'm doing all right, man.
I want to apologize to you. And Kathy. So, will you accept my apology?
Well, I don't know what you're apologizing for. What are you apologizing for?
Okay, I called in yesterday and I was angry, and you told me I had slurred speech, and I do take medications.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're on a medication. It's prescribed. Is it a prescription medication? Is it prescribed by a doctor?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Oh, okay. All right. Apology accepted.
I just want to. I had to wear one of those things on my finger last night that checks for your. I don't know, for your breathing.
Uh-huh.
It drove me crazy.
Oh, you're talking about for the check. I know what you're talking about. Your oxygen level? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I hope you weren't checking your oxygen level because I gave you a hard time when you called in yesterday.
No. I mean, you're a professional.
Yeah, maybe.
you said I talked with a slurred speech.
Yeah, look, your speech is slurred, but you're on some prescription medications that your physician prescribed you, and I'm assuming that causes slurred speech. Apology accepted. All right.
And I just want to tell you that I think you and Kathy are great.
Oh, great. Well, great. Well, appreciate it. We think you're great too. All right. Good. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Hey, Richie.
Yeah. First of all, there's a thing called, for everybody out there that criticizes you or Steve or anybody out there, there's a thing called freedom. Everybody has that choice in life to do what they want with their own body, except for abortion, by the way. But you can believe in it, In other words, you did it for not just, you did it for your family, you did it for yourself, to protect Kathy, you're protecting yourself, Steve's protecting himself. He had that choice. But I'm sure you're not going to criticize somebody who doesn't take it.
Have I done that? Of course not. In fact, I talked to somebody here this morning at the radio station. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want them to feel, I don't want to single anybody out. I said, hey, have you gotten your vaccine? And they said, I don't think I'm going to do it. I said, okay. I mean, it's not, it's, and I want to tell you another thing. The only reason you all know that we got our vaccines is because we told you. You're going to give us a hard time for being honest?
I mean, these people out there, first of all, it's not a political thing. Take the politics out of the shot. It's like I said, it's an individual thing.
It's a Trump vaccine, and Ron DeSantis is behind it. Ted Cruz is behind it. I mean, what do you need?
I took it because I'm overweight, I have high blood pressure, I'm over 70, and that's my choice. If I want to commit suicide, listen, for the average person out there, or somebody like you in good health, it'll only be a cold, probably, if you caught it. Maybe a day or two of discomfort, but you can't.
Somebody just said to me in the chat room, so you're going to insult your audience. No, I am not insulting the audience. I think there are people in the audience that are being a little irrational here. Okay? I don't think they've thought this through. Like this COVID passport thing. The COVID passport that Biden is talking about, as am I and Ron DeSantis and others, but, the COVID passport isn't just about traveling, even domestically. What Biden's suggesting is no COVID passport. You can't go into a store and shop or go to work or go into a restaurant. Now, that's crazy. I'm not supporting that. But by the way, the COVID passport would show that you've been vaccinated or not. And if you don't have it, you can't function. No, I don't support any of that. And I'm not advocating anybody do anything. That's like what with my daughter. My daughter who lives with me. I said, it is up to you. You decide what to do.
I would try to steer her since she lives with you and your wife.
I would very much like her to get it. But she's 22, and I'm not gonna push it on her.
Let me say one thing, please, very important to you, because I know that you said this trial that's come up has been very big. I'm going to give you the verdict right off the bat, and I'm not like that. I watched that 7-minute. That 9 minutes, 29 seconds. I don't care if he died of 5 massive heart attacks. The way this police officer was cold and not move, and this guy, I'm sorry, guilty. I don't know about guilty of murder.
Well, he's guilty of something. This George Floyd, Derek, is it Chauvin? I always forget how to pronounce his name. Trial. Part of the problem with this trial is not really a good trial for talk radio. And I'll tell you why. Steve was telling me yesterday. He's like, "This is terminal, for radio. So far as radio, there's a reason for that. No one's defending the cop. OJ was a big trial, not just because OJ was a celebrity, but there were two sides to it. And this, the cop really has no defenders. I'm waiting for the evidence to come out about the and other things, but it's not a good trial for talk radio, because who's really going to defend that cold-bloodedness on the neck? It was crazy.
Yeah, but here's the deal. It is a good trial in a sense, because what they've done is they've blamed every cop for that murder, and they've blamed every white person because they say it's a racial thing. They marched and burned the cities down because it's Black Lives Matter. I mean, this is.
Has any reporter bothered to find out how the cop is registered to vote? That's a very Democrat town and state. Is he a Democrat, I wonder?
and he gave no medical assistance to this guy. He actually, after the guy was completely not moved.
Oh, you can see the look on his face. I mean, it's just cold-blooded. But you know, I'll tell you, this is one of the few cases of this level where information hasn't leaked out about things. People have discussed things, there's been rumors and things, but we haven't had like evidence leaked out, and it's been a long time, which shows me that the evidence doesn't support the prosecution's position, or it'd be out there. And I'll tell you another thing too: the payout to the family prior to the trial beginning. You know, Benjamin Crump has accepted that. It says a lot about the family, how they think this is going to play out in a verdict, that they wanted to get paid, and their lawyers wanted them to get paid before the trial because they were afraid of either an acquittal, hung jury, or a lesser charge in the conviction, which would lower the payout amount.
Listen, not for nothing, but doing that to any human being, but it's not a black and white issue. But
it's not a racial issue. He was just, But listen, I don't want to get sidetracked. I got a full board of calls on this other thing, so appreciate the call, Richie. All right, listen. There's one opening where Richie was at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I want to get back on topic here. We're going to take our break for the bottom, and we'll be back with your calls. Do not go anywhere.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great MyPillow products are, but don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the MyPillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Yeah, I'm calling to get testimonial about my pillow topper.
You ordered the MyPillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress because my old mattress was getting old. So my wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress?
Well, Lily, you're welcome to call in. Lily Trump Girl, call in.
I got great price.
You're all welcome to call in about this. If you take issue, call in.
It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while, you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress companies stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saved you from buying a new mattress and turned your whole bed into a MyPillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. You guys out there, remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Now, when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper and receive 2 free MyPillows. But you got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for www.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. By the way, that mattress topper, great deal, 30% off with the promo code KANE. Perfect gift for Mother's Day. Every mom would love that. I've talked to so many listeners about that mattress topper, and what I've heard from multiple people is how it helps them so much when they have back pain. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten great feedback from listeners on that. They're like, they love that. It helps their back a lot. So again, MyPillow.com, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, back to our phones. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Brian.
Yes.
How are you? This is Michigander calling.
Hey, Michigander.
Hey, I've got a couple things for you. I actually watched your video yesterday on getting the vaccine, and I don't normally do this. I was going to leave a comment. Instead, I found myself reading them, and I was very disturbed. So,
well, wait. You were reading comments people left for me. What disturbed you about the comments?
I thought they were very rude, and some of them were very obnoxious, and it took me back to a couple weeks ago when it was over something really, really petty. And I called and left a voicemail, and it wasn't really rude. I just told you that I felt a little offended.
Well, the last thing a radio talk show host wants to do is upset and offend people. That's like the job description. You have the ability to upset and offend people. All right, you're on the radio. Go. That's what a radio host is supposed to do.
Okay, well, anyway, I felt bad about what I said after reading those messages, and I felt even more upset when you were telling me about how Steve was getting these haters because of his choice of religion.
Oh yeah, people told him he wasn't a Jew anymore.
That's absolutely nobody's business, and it's absolutely nobody's business. It's an individual choice. If you want to get a vaccine that warp speed Trump created.
Well, it is literally the Trump vaccine. And by the way, I saw President Trump on Fox News telling people to get the vaccine just a couple weeks ago with Harris Faulkner.
So did I. And that's why I just don't understand why you would get any negative trash from something like that. It's just that upsets me more than anything.
I mean, some of these comments, like here's one somebody left. Keep us posted if you're gone in a few weeks. I mean, what the heck?
That is absolutely uncalled for. At the end of
here's another one. This is a short message. R.I.P. Well, I mean, what the heck? I mean, what's the matter with these people?
And what you said earlier is, yeah, you may be a radio announcer, but at the end of the day, you are a human being. You are a human being first, and you have feelings, and you have rights.
What are you pumping yourself full of? Do you even know? Can the people giving it to you tell you what's in it? No, they can't. I mean, some of these, Broward County's rubbed off on you. Because I went to Broward County to get it, which is a Democrat county. I'm in a Trump county, and he told me not to take it. Trump says take it. Trump's out there telling people, yeah, go ahead.
Wife, your podcast with your wife yesterday, and now I lost my train of thought, but
Plumber
I really
Mike, $4.99 super chat. Thank you.
And her video.
Yeah. That's good. All right, Michigander. So are you going to get the vaccine when it's available to you?
Absolutely.
All right. Why have you not gotten it yet? Why don't you have it yet?
I have an appointment.
Oh, you missed you missed it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let us know. And I'll tell you, people are asking me side effects. I had this yesterday, I don't know, about 20 after 11 a.m. is when they gave the injection. I was timing how long I was in line. My arm's a little sore because they give it to you in the muscle today. A little sore, but other than that, everything's perfectly fine. By the way, no side effects, nothing. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Yes, this is Robert.
Hey, Robert. What's up?
I'm a new listener, and I found you on YouTube.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. And I've been following your topic today, and after hearing everything about your wife and everything, I don't see how anybody can disagree for what you've done.
Oh, I'm getting terrible messages. What did you put in your veins? I mean, and they have these weird emojis and exclamation. I mean, go to my YouTube videos from yesterday and read some of the comments. Some of them I can't put up because they're so bad, and things people are saying are, too vile to put up. But I'll read. Here's some. What a dip S you are. The curse word. You are, Brian. Steve, you obviously don't research S, do you? Evidently, you didn't see Dr. Sherry Tenpenny's interview. I'm an RN. 53% of healthcare workers are concerned. It's just negativity after negativity. What the heck?
effect on social media. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well, this is the thing. There's a couple things about this. I mean, you're new to the show. How long you been listening?
Probably about 5 or 6 days.
5 or 6 days. Welcome. Where are you calling us from?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. I love Fort. I went to Stranahan High School, Crack High School. Yeah, oh boy, people were putting things in their veins there, I'll tell you, when I was in high school. But anyway, you know, when you look at what's going on here, this is what upsets me. These are Trump people. These are MAGA people. And what they're actually saying is, we're not MAGA, we're not Trump people because we got the Trump vaccine. And, you know, I appreciate each and every listener to this program. You know, if you've ever met me, you guys out there know this. I'm always polite to anyone, even when they're nasty to me out in public. I might give you a hard time on the phones here, but I appreciate every listener. And Steve and I are as honest can be with all of you guys. We're very forthcoming about everything in our lives. And I really take it personal when people that are listeners to this program on a dime turn and this ugliness comes out. All of a sudden, because I got the Trump vaccine yesterday, I'm not MAGA? I don't support Trump? I don't get that.
There's not even a correlation, so you can't get it because it makes no sense whatsoever. And with your wife's condition, how can anybody fault you? I mean, it's insane what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
It's their own personal situation. So
and Steve's had pneumonia multiple times. You know, so you know we're in. You know, so we're both in high risk situations here, and I'm more concerned about the COVID than I am any vaccine. And I mean, and you know, we've all been we've had vaccines for many things our entire lives: measles, polio. I mean, tuberculosis. If you've traveled, you've gotten inoculation. You know, all of us have had our kids get vaccines since the time they were babies. You know, so I don't understand. All of a sudden, you know, vaccines are bad. I mean, I thought that only came from people like Jenny McCarthy. You know, the anti-vaxxers. Now all of a sudden, you know, you're not MAGA unless you're an anti-vaxxer. Well, welcome to the program, Fort Lauderdale. I appreciate that.
And how is it that, you know, with regards to your daughter being in the house and you're being so stringent with your wife staying at home and yourself being cautious? I mean, 22-year-olds like to go out and do things. Aren't you worried about her? No,
my daughter does not do anything. She's been locked up in the house with my daughter. She'll get it. But you know, the thing is, you got the thing about parenting, especially when they're adult children, you know, you gotta let them think things are their choices. You know what I mean? She'll get it. I mean, she said she's going to talk to her doctor. What do you think her doctor's going to tell her? The doctor's going to tell her to get it. I'm not worried. You know, it's just how you gotta learn how to work with women. You know, as you get older. All right. Okay. Take care. Yeah. Go ahead.
Just one quick thing. You know, nobody's really talked about this, but with the, you know, what happened with the Capitol, 1,000 people going into the Capitol, you know, everybody's calling it insurrection. Why aren't they calling what's happening at the border an insurrection and doing an impeachment on Biden?
Well, that's not an insurrection. What's going on at the border is not an insurrection. An insurrection is an attempt to overthrow the government. What's happening at the southern border is at the direction of the government of the United States, because the government's being run by Joe Biden, right? So Joe Biden told them during one of the debates with President Trump to come to rush the border, and they've even moved the facilities from Mexico into the United States so they're detained here, which they weren't before. You know, so what's going on down there is not an insurrection. This is at the direction of the government. Now, so far as an impeachment, I mean, how are you going to impeach? How are you going to impeach a Democrat president when you got a Democrat House? Do you think Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are going to bring up articles of impeachment? You know what I mean?
In 2 years, we'll be able to, because he's a dereliction of duty. You're supposed to defend and protect our country, and he's letting in terrorists, he's letting in murderers, he's letting in people with that have COVID.
Yeah.
Everything's,
you know, and he really rubs your nose in it. Like I was reading this morning that, you know, Biden, they have the schools shut down all over the country, just distance learning, which is no education whatsoever. It's very poor education. But they have in-person teachers teaching the kids in these migrant facilities at the southern border. So in Texas and California. So Biden is keeping the schools shut down. The teachers union are keeping the schools shut down. But they have in-person learning with American teachers in these detention facilities. I mean, they're really rubbing our noses in it, aren't they?
It's disgusting. We can't believe this is America. What's happening right in front of us.
Yeah, we've been through. How old are you?
I'm 59.
Well, you're older than I am, but this country's been through worse, right? I mean, Carter, Civil War, the Vietnam protest era. You know what I mean? So the country's been through worse. Listen, this is what's going to end up happening. There'll be a reaction to it. The cancel culture is eventually going to cancel themselves. Trump, the greatness of Trump and the rise of Trump was a reaction to the socialism of Obama. So what we have now really is no government at all. We have an anarchy-like situation. We do not have a southern border. And the vice president is the most incompetent person to ever hold that office. She was given a job to do, right? Oversee the southern border crisis, and now she's not going to the southern border. And I'm not making this up. I'll get into more detail about this later. She is in a battle right now. She's in a battle right now with interior decorators at the vice presidential residence. I'm not kidding you. She's throwing and that's where her concern is. She was put in charge of the border. She's going to stay in Washington. Psaki said this yesterday, and deal with heads of state in Latin America as to the root causes of why the migrants are coming here. Well, we all know why they're coming here. It's because the Democrats are giving them free, to use a word that guy left on my YouTube, free S, right? They're giving them all, free housing, free food, free education, K through college. That's why that's the root cause of it. It's you, Kamala, the Democrats. That's the root cause. It's nothing to do with crime and things in Latin America. Latin America has always been, even Puerto Rico's corrupt, and that's America. Latin America is corrupt. Sad to say.
These illegal immigrants, if these illegal immigrants were Republicans, they'd be building a 50-foot wall. And
Even Cesar Chavez was opposed to the illegal immigration. He fought against it, Cesar Chavez, and even helped defend the southern border because he saw that the illegals coming from south of the border were taking jobs away from his union guys. So even Cesar Chavez was on the same side as Trump is on when it comes. But what's going on in the southern border, we can't control it because we're not in power. But President Trump's going to go down there. He's going to get reelected in 2024, have 2 non-consecutive terms, which has only happened once before in history. And he's going to have a massive mandate to finish the wall and finish his immigration reform, which he did not have in his first term. So, there'll be a reaction to this, and the reaction is going to be Trump again.
Grover Cleveland, 22 and 24.
I always forget the name. Grover Cleveland, you're absolutely correct. 2 non-consecutive terms, and Trump's going to make history and do it again. All right, welcome to the program. Thanks for calling. Yes.
Not only did they get paid out $27 million, everybody forgot that in GoFundMe they got $17 million. So they got.
Oh yeah.
For a guy that was arrested 9 times, spent 5 years in prison. Broke into a house.
But I mean, I don't know because I'm not a tax expert. I don't think you have to pay taxes on the settlement, right? They may not have to pay tax, but they have to pay taxes on the GoFundMe. Yeah, the GoFundMe, I'm sure they do. Yeah, they do. That's a lot of money. Oh yeah.
$1 million for a guy that was convicted or arrested 9 times.
I thought those settlements were based on future income potential for that person. But hey, listen, I got to run. Thanks for the call. New listener, so I gave him a little. Well, thank you. I gave him extra time, gave him a few privileges because he's new to the program. All right, we'll take our last break of the first hour. If you're on hold, do not go anywhere. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are State of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing. impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. And you know, Tom Laporta over at Laporta Contracting, when you call that number, it rings directly to his cell phone. He's a big Trump guy. He's doing a lot of work at Steve's house because Steve, well, he let things go. He had a little wet spot, little drip on his ceiling. He a little drip, didn't do anything about it. By the time you see that wet spot on your ceiling, about the size of a quarter, maybe even smaller, but about the size of a quarter, you see that wet spot on your ceiling? What's up at the roof level is a pool. And Steve let it go. Oh, just a little wet spot. Then there were a couple other little wet spots. Just a couple little wet spots. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Tom Laporta comes out there, does an inspection. Steve's home is filled with black mold. Now Steve's getting about 40% of the drywall in his house replaced on top of the roof. When if he would have called Tom Laporta in the very beginning, maybe he would just needed a roof repair. Now not only does he need a whole new roof because he let it go, but he's got that black mold that not only he has to take care of, he and his family have been breathing that in for a long time. Don't do what Steve Kane did. Ignore the problem. Do what he finally did, and that's called Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Again, his number 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Here's another comment that somebody left me. Keep us posted if you're gone in a few weeks. What? What? If I'm gone? What's the matter with you people? You're all welcome to call. These phones are open for you, too. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yes, good morning. Brian?
Yes. What's your name?
Oh, yes. Hi, my name is Steven. First-time caller. Been listening to you guys for about 5 years or so.
Welcome.
Show and all. Yeah, thank you. Love your show and all. Listen to you guys every other night. Sometimes in the morning. Was calling about the vaccine. About you saying that pretty much you kind of don't understand why people are mad, I guess.
Well, it's not that they're not just mad. They're livid and leaving terrible comments.
Yes. I guess some people are maybe a little bit confused. Had a quick question. It seems to me, and like I said, I've been listening to you guys for 5 years or so, and don't want to come at you wrong, but I'm a little bit confused because I remember you saying that you were totally against the vaccine.
No, I've never talked against the vaccine. Never. That's not me.
As far as okay, but okay.
No, never. Or any of the treatments or the testing. So you got me that's okay. I'm sure you listen to other people, but you've definitely got me confused with somebody else, but that's okay.
I'm pretty sure I listen to you guys only.
Nope, not me. Never.
If I remember when you were explaining a couple of shows that a lot of people get sick after the vaccine.
No, never. No, in fact, Not only have I never said that, I don't give any. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I never give medical or healthcare advice. I tell people what I do, right? Like I go over to any lab test now of Boca and Coral Springs and get COVID testing from time to time and tested about 5-6 times. You know, I tell people what I do, but no, I've never. And so far as the vaccine, no, I've been waiting for it to come out. Frankly, you know, and no, that's not me. I've never been critical of it. I would never talk about what you said there. I wouldn't talk about that on the air about anything medical.
Okay, I mean,
and I'll tell you, you know, the vaccine. My mother has had it. All my in-laws have had it, and they're weeks past the second shot. None of them have had any negative side effects.
I understand, but I have another question. I mean, like me, totally, like never had any vaccines. I'm from Russia originally. Okay, I came to this country when I was about 9 years old. I used to live in New York, transferred to Florida in 2000. Never had any kind of vaccines at all. You know, those yearly vaccines and all of that, I don't believe it. I read a lot of articles where, you know, people die from it.
I don't know. I mean, millions of people have had it. I don't know. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about right now is why are people so angry at me and Steve for getting it? Why am I getting messages from people, R.I.P., rest in peace? Why am I getting multiple messages like that from people?
You're definitely right. I mean, those messages are totally inappropriate, you know, as far as...
But these are supposedly Trump people. These aren't liberals. These aren't liberals. If they were liberals, I wouldn't be upset about it. Because that's how liberals are. Liberals are always wishing terrible things on people. But that's not what this is.
Well, you know, when you...
I mean, look at some of these messages. Shame on you. Please tell me you're kidding. You know? I mean, you know, come on.
They totally ignoring the fact...
Give it time. You'll regret it.
Well, you know, that's, listen, you know, nobody knows, you know, but some people are afraid of these vaccines. And, you know, me personally, for example, I got a friend living in Russia. I grew up with him in America. And I'm getting information from overseas. And, you know, he's been sick with COVID. Him and his wife got sick. Did not catch it. Nothing at all. Nothing serious, just a fever, this and that, you know, I mean, they pull through, everything is fine. But he's telling me that in Russia, a lot of people are not, they don't do not.
Well, I didn't go to Russia to get my vaccine. I went to Coconut Creek. So, you know, yeah, Coconut Creek. Yeah.
Personally, I mean, I also have a child and all. I mean, I heard about this passports and all that nonsense.
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know, I mean, it seems like this country is becoming a communist country, just like the world what I left from over there. But the question is, I mean, how do we really know what...
Well, you know, listen, I throughout my life, I've been vaccinated for many things, like measles, tuberculosis. There's other vaccines that we all have to take in America as we grow up. I don't know what's in any of them. I mean, I took a Motrin. I was having some knee problems. I took some Motrin. What's in Motrin? I don't know. You know, but I trust the FDA. I trust the doctors and clinical trials. I mean, we all do, right? We all trust these people. Right? I mean, for everything we take. What's in a Tylenol? Do you know? What's in a you ever taken a Tylenol or an Advil or an Aleve? What's in that? You ever taken one?
Tell you the truth, no.
Exactly. See, here's a lot of what's going on here. Here's a lot of what's going on. There is such a division in this country down party lines that neither side trusts the other side. And in American society, we're in the middle of the biggest cultural change that's happened in this country since desegregation, okay, when the country was integrated racially. There's a big cultural change and that's going on that COVID has brought to us. And I don't support any of this COVID passport or any of this crap, okay? I don't support any of that crap. I'm with Trump. I'm with DeSantis. I'm with Ted Cruz. Okay. By the way, they've had the vaccine. Okay. But you know, the thing about it is, though, there used to be, even though we had liberals and conservatives, there were some common things we agreed on. And there's such a division in this country, in large part because of the Democrats, like what they've done in the aftermath of George Floyd, et cetera, that there's no area in American society right now of common ground between the left and the right. It's like we have two different cultures. We have the American culture, which I think we MAGA people are a part of, and then we have these radical liberal lunatics who are trying to change our culture into something it's not, where we don't have freedom of movement, where we don't have a Second Amendment right to own and bear arms, where we don't have a First Amendment right. They want to cancel everybody. So we've got, there's no common ground on the two sides anymore on anything, and no trust, and a lot of that has to do, with the left. But it's filtering into everything, and now we're seeing divisions inside our own people. And because I got the damn vaccine, I'm not a Trump guy. Screw you, if you're saying that. You're not a Trump guy. It's the Trump vaccine. And Trump took it. And Melania took it. And Trump said everyone should get it. So what the hell are you talking about? This isn't Fauci. This isn't Bill Gates. This is Trump.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Trump is one-of-a-kind president. I think he was going to go in the books of being the best president out of all. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to put that in the book.
Well, listen, I gotta run for a break. I'm late for a break. I went long with you because you're new to the program, too, so far as a caller. But welcome and thanks for your call. We'll take our break a little late for the top, but we'll break and be right back.
1970, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Brian Craig here. When it comes to auto repair, you want a garage that you can trust. Someone that will only do work on your car.
You're all welcome to call in. I'm
Champagne Automotive in Boca Raton, the latest sponsor of the Steve Kane Radio Show. Tom called in on the radio to tell us about his experience with Champagne Automotive.
Hi, this is Tom from Tamarack.
Hey, Tom from Tamarack, what's up?
I just want to tell you guys something. I spent the last 2 days trying to get brakes for my car. I was leaving the house yesterday to go try another place that had a lower price. They wanted $800 for the brakes, and that advertisement came on for Champagne.
I'm not saying anybody has to do anything either, Philip.
Let me take a drive up there. Well, I was almost blown over how friendly, honest, old school these people are.
Old school, that's really the term.
No post came down.
Well, let me tell you, the guy I had gone through previously won $800. He said, well, you need to change your power steering fluid. And Ed, the owner, put the car up in the lift, pulled the wheels, says, you don't need brakes. And I about fell over.
Wow, well, tell me the end of the story. You got me hooked.
So it wasn't that your vehicle was misdiagnosed at the other place. You were dealing with a crook.
Oh, absolutely. This guy wanted to sell me everything but a washing machine. I don't want that.
Now, this is our new sponsor. We have wanted for a long time to have an auto repair shop. When it comes to auto repair, that is the most difficult category for us to find as an advertiser because most are like this guy you were dealing with the other day over in Tamarack. They're crooks. And we found Champagne Automotive. Ed, who's the owner, is a listener of the program. They come very, very highly recommended. So I appreciate you calling in. Welcome, everyone here. Make sure you like the video. If you don't mind, like the video, share the video, and make sure you're subscribed. Got a new podcast coming today with my wife. Plumber Mike, thanks again for that super chat.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation.
I've been talking about Ron DeSantis. I'll get to the Mike Lindell stuff
or no cost,
soon.
You can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Soul Authority today, 954-597-7060.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Guys, like my Space Force shirt? I love this shirt, and I lost it, and I was cleaning out my closet, and I found it way in the back of my closet. I was like, oh, wow.
The show toll free. Dial 1-888-COCAINE. 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE. 1. And now.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. 7 minutes after 7. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show. We have a full board of calls, and I'll just recap what we've been talking about. Steve and I both had our Moderna vaccines, first injection. Steve had his Sunday. I had mine yesterday. And we've been getting a lot of negative feedback from listeners. I mean, some really nasty comments from people for getting the vaccine. And I was talking to Steve about it, reading him some of the comments this morning before the show. He was in shock at the level of anger some of these people are displaying. So we've been talking about that. And those of you out there that take issue, our phone number works for you too. We've had some of these people call in. The last caller was a little, accusatory, but it wasn't one of the real nasty ones. You nasty ones, you have phones, don't you? Of course you do. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Every call on the program today and always is screenless. I don't know who's on the phone. I've not answered one line. I don't know where they're coming from. Now, we'll say this. We've got this great governor, Ron DeSantis, who has stood up against Biden against the COVID passport, which I'm that COVID passport's bad news. That would be a major shift in this country that we may never come back from. The COVID passport isn't about traveling to other countries. It's about many things in this country. It's about traveling from state to state, even city to city. The COVID passport is proof you've been vaccinated. And with that COVID passport that Biden is talking about is more than just about traveling. They're saying that you will not be able to go into a restaurant or a store without it. You won't be able to go to work without it. That's not America. Ron DeSantis has said no COVID passports in Florida. And I'm against that. I'm against that. And by the way, I'm against mandating anything for anybody. Just because Steve and I have gotten the vaccine, we're not telling you to do anything. All right, let's go back to the screenless calls here and hear what you all have to say. Good morning. You're on the radio. Full board. Go ahead. Once, twice. You're there. I can hear you in the background. I heard some noise. Okay. I guess they chickened out. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, it's Mike and Boca.
Hey, Mike and Boca.
I listened to your podcast yesterday, and those comments were nasty.
Yeah, they were.
They were bad. And some of them just, I read through like, 2 dozen, and I couldn't even find one decent that I could reply to. They were so bad, and they were just so out of touch. So I just wrote a positive comment.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think's going on with these people? Why are they so angry at us over this?
I don't know. Well, I don't know who watches CNN these days, MSNBC, but they're always saying that Trump supporters and evangelicals are the ones that are taking the vaccine. Well, that's not true, because a lot of people from either side, all walks of life, a lot of them are scared to take it. I don't know why. The one that really makes me kind of weird is the EMT and the nurse. It's like even amongst them, that's a 49-51 or. Well,
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't trust polling. Polling are used to manipulate people. But there's now I know that some of the people that are the anti-vax people that I'm hearing from, and so those comments were pretty vile. You agree with that, right? Some of them may be conservatives, but there's a school of thought out there, and there's another theory to throw out. A lot of them could be liberals infiltrating the MAGA movement, trying to make us look bad. Because I'm here taking phone calls live on the air, screenless, for over an hour, and I'm not hearing from these people. I'm not hearing from these people that are filled with venom on their keyboards, on their computers.
a bunch of frauds.
And $2.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Ann.
It's choice, and we chose. And I can't stand the mask. I only wear that when I have to, and I'm glad Ron DeSantis yesterday, once again, our great governor came on TV and he said, screw the task force, and I'm writing an executive order that you cannot have a frivolous lawsuit if you walk in, if you think you got COVID from a department store because someone wasn't wearing a mask.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've known I was going to get it. I was, but I don't get the flu shot. I haven't gotten the flu shot in years. And the reason I don't get the flu shot is I always get a little sick the next day when I have the flu shot. That's why I don't get the flu shot. But I got this. I have no side effects. My arm's a little sore because they give you the injection in the muscle. So I got it in my left arm because I'm right-handed. But other than having a little soreness in my arm, I have no side effects whatsoever. Zero. And I'll tell you, you anti-vaxxers out there, Steve and I will be your test subjects here with you every day. And you can follow us through the course of the next however long, and watch how we do. And we're not, and if we're not doing well, you'll know it because we're on the radio, and you'll know, right? You'll hear. So yeah. I knew that some people were going to give me a hard time, but the level of vile comments I've been getting from people online, I was not expecting. And I don't, a lot of people like Candace Owens enjoy that. Oh, they're mad at me online and try to get a thing. That my life doesn't revolve around having people dislike me, But I feel it's very strange. And I want to tell everybody where I went. I went to the BCC North Campus across from Winmore Village in Coconut Creek yesterday. No appointment. I just showed up. From the time I got in line until I was done and got to my car was 2 hours and 2 minutes. I hit my stopwatch. I wanted to see how long it took. 2 hours and 2 minutes from beginning to end with no appointment. And Steve waited 2 hours to get his the other day, and he had an appointment. So, I'll have to ask him when he joins us in a little bit. I forget where he went. He'll tell us later. But the big thing for me when I talked about this on my podcast last night. I went to the boat show in Palm Beach on Saturday, and hardly anyone was wearing a mask. And it's an older crowd because the boat show in Palm Beach isn't for your 15-foot little boats for your lake, These are like $15 million yachts and stuff, okay, at the boat show in Palm Beach. That's why I went, because it's never been on yachts before, not like this. And, oh man, it was really amazing. I couldn't believe. But anyway, it's an 85-90% of the people were maskless, and they were an older crowd. They were an older crowd because they're the rich Palm Beach. And it was right down the street from, I could see Mar-a-Lago from the boat show. I could see Trump's American flag, But anyway, the reason they're an older crowd, right? Older people and rich, and they weren't wearing masks because I could only assume they've been vaccinated, and they're weeks beyond their second one, and they're and I noticed none of the police, none of the firefighter paramedics were wearing them either, and the police weren't enforcing masks on people as well. So, and it's because they've been vaccinated.
Sunday evening, we went to, we celebrated the birthday. We went to downtown Delray. We haven't been there like in a year. And 95%, and it was busy. I'm very happy. It's Passover, it's Easter. A lot of people, 95% of the people were not wearing a mask. If anyone was wearing...
Really? That was at downtown Delray? Wow. On what, Atlantic Avenue?
Yeah.
That's a liberal area.
95% of people were not outside walking, and it was crowded. 95% were not. Only people wearing a mask were anyone under the age of 30 because they're a millennial, and there was much old.
Listen, I want to get back to normal. My wife hasn't been out of the house in over a year. She's she's going nuts. She's going nuts, and it's very. And I'll tell you, she's upset. It's depressing. She's under house arrest. She's under house arrest.
I think that she gets the first vaccine. If she's good within the first.
No, she's going to wait till after the second one, and then we're going to go out to dinner and we're going to go out and do stuff. But no, we've been, she's been cautious for over a year. Not going to get crazy now. I want everything to get back to the way it was, and the only way that is going to happen is this. But what I was talking about to the last caller, Mike, is there's such a division in this country. There's no more common ground, and what's going on now is they're getting infighting going on among the MAGA movement. The MAGA movement needs to be united. You don't hear me criticizing someone because they don't want to get the vaccine. There's somebody that works in this. There's somebody who works in this building told me today they're not going to do it. Okay, fine. I'm going to you don't see me. We listen. If we want Trump to come back victorious in 2024, we have to stop canceling ourselves out. And these conservatives that I'm talking about, they're no better than snowflake millennials. Oh, you got that damn vaccine? You're not MAGA. I'm done with you. How are we going to win in 2024 with Trump? With that kind of division? Grow the freak up. Grow the freak up.
Because of him, we have the vaccine, and even after office, he tells people, get the vaccine.
Yeah. All right, take care. Thanks, Mike and Boca. One more call, then we'll break. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, Brian. This is Rolanda.
Hey, Rolanda.
I agree with you. You should not have been getting those types of messages on your website or anything like that, or on YouTube. But here's the problem. I think they're getting you confused with Richard Pearl. Reasons for not getting the vaccine, and I can give you a compelling reason. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
There should be no hatred, and I am with Ron DeSantis on this, and I will be.
Well, first off, I'll tell you a couple things with Richard Pearl. Okay, number one, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for over 20 years, and I take a boatload of supplements from his store, Simply Natural. But Richard Pearl will be the first person to tell you or anybody else that he is not a doctor and he does not give medical advice. He gives his opinion on what he would do and what he wouldn't do. And you can, now let me ask, Richard's not going to stop being my friend after 20 years because I got the vaccine.
No one should, to be honest with you, but there are some healthcare professionals that are concerned about people 20 years old, 30 years old who are getting these vaccines.
Yeah.
And they're doctors. They, compelling reasons.
Well, that's like I told my daughter, it's up to her what to do. She's gonna talk to her doctor this week. She has an appointment, and I'm
concerned that Dr. Fauci has been given information.
Well, Dr. Fauci's listen. I wouldn't take any medical advice from that man, and the reason is. Yeah, well, let me tell you the number one reason that I would not take advice from Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci does not want this to end. This is he's had this job. Dr. Fauci is the highest paid member of the federal government. He makes more than the President of the United States. Although Biden's been in the federal government a long time, he might have a little extra salary coming in on top of the presidential salary. He might have a retirement. He might be getting two salaries. Biden might get a presidential salary and a retirement salary. I wouldn't be surprised. You know how the government... But anyway, Fauci's had that job for 35 years. I never heard of him before. Birx, I didn't know Birx's name, but I recognized her because I remember her from the AIDS era. But this was this is Fauci's moment of fame. Julia Roberts is interviewing him. He's hanging out with Brad Pitt. He's on the cover of magazines. And he doesn't want this to end because his ego. So because of that, you can't trust anything. I don't trust anything he says. I wouldn't take medical advice from him.
There are doctors right now that are very angry with him. They say he's irresponsible. I was surprised, because I'm thinking this is the head man, of our government now, the head doctor and whatnot. They said, well, number one, he's not a doctor. He's never taken care of a COVID patient.
Yeah. Well, Fauci's a doctor, but listen. If you don't get it, that's your choice. I'm not going to judge you because of what, give me a freaking break. I don't care, I want you to do what's best for your health, and it's up to you to decide.
There are you're right. There are people in this country who have some very, very short fuses, and they're easy.
Yeah, but usually they're liberals. These are Trump people. Until yesterday, they were my fellow Trump people. Now we're in different Trump camps.
Here's the problem, Brian. A lot of these Trump people were liberals at one time.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
So they still got that attitude.
Oh, they got that cancel. That's a good. That never occurred to me.
They still have that cancel mentality.
Yeah.
Dealing with.
They haven't fully evolved yet.
Yeah, in my case, Brian, I got a vaccine. I had to get one in order to go to FAU. Well, to make a long story short, I ended up getting a huge staph infection under my arm that almost led to me having to have it surgically.
Oh my goodness!
That had to be surgically landed. There were boils that got.
Well, listen. This COVID passport thing is not going to happen. So no one is going to be required to function in America by having this vaccine. Now that may not be the case for kids going to school, but I remember going to school. I had to get my vaccinations in school. They used to even have, I can remember in the 70s, the school nurse even giving us vaccines in school. My parents weren't around. I don't remember signing anything. Maybe my mom did. I don't remember. I was a kid, but I remember they'd call us out in the hallway, go to the nurse's office, and we'd line up and go down the street and give us injections of something. I don't know, but I don't remember people flipping out back then.
Yeah, but right now we got such a volatile cancel culture that's coming up.
But you make a valid point that there are so many of these so-called red-pilled conservatives that they still have a lot of liberal tendencies, and if you don't agree with them, they want to wipe you out from the face of the earth. That's where that cancel thing comes in.
As for acetaminophen and ibuprofen, you have to be careful for those because you mentioned that.
Obviously, but nobody pays attention to what's... Listen, I got to run, Rolanda. I'm very late for the break. Thanks for the call. I'm very, very late for the break. We'll try to get on... This next segment will be short so that we can get on schedule. Steve will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
This is Dr. Montez from the BioStation West Delray. The BioStation is America's premier age management solution due to the extensive array of options available. At the BioStation, we take your health seriously. Our men's health program is doctor supervised with multiple options to treat erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. Erectile dysfunction may be a sign of a more serious issue, and our medical team can help you get to the root cause. Let us help you get to the source of the issues that are holding you back from leading a fulfilling life. If any degree of erectile dysfunction is holding you back, call me immediately at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back, everyone. 25 minutes after. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Okay. Besides the fact that President Trump recommends everybody should take the vaccine,
and he's had it. Excuse me. President Trump is responsible for the development of it. He has taken it, as has the First Lady, and he recommends people take it.
All right. Now, of all the people I know, you in particular with your wife is the number one person I would say you should be taking the vaccine. I'm not going to be taking it.
No. Yeah.
Anyway, it's certainly you deserve taking the vaccine for sure. You have to protect your wife, and I don't see how anybody could be against you. Anyhow, it was funny. Yesterday you mentioned something about they're taking urinals out of bathrooms. So
they're mandating in Portland no more urinals in public buildings. They're too gender specific and offensive.
Unbelievable. I went to a doctor to get an exam, a yearly exam, and this new guy, So you have to fill out the paper. The first thing they ask you is, were you born male or female? The next question is, how do you identify, male or female or other? So,
what kind of doctor did you go to?
just a regular MD.
Well, first off, he should be able to tell by the examination what you were born.
Yeah.
If he needs you to tell him, you need to find another doctor.
This is the paperwork first. So I put in, I don't understand the question. So now I get and a woman comes over to take your blood pressure. She says, now they have to ask you questions. She says, you didn't answer the question. I said, I don't understand. Well, how do you identify? Do you identify as a male or a female? I said, oh, no.
Is that a true story? Did that really happen to you yesterday? Or did you hear about that and you're turning that into you? That sounds so crazy.
I swear. But anyway.
What kind of doctor? Primary care physician?
Primary care, yeah. So, long story short, I said, I see, you guys want to find out if people are not normal thinking, right?
I'm gonna say BS. I don't believe this story. It does. It sounds. And you're getting dragged out into this. You're trying to see if people are all right in the head. It seems like it sounds like something you heard somewhere and you've turned this into you. I don't know.
No, sir. I'll give you a doctor's name. Go in the office and fill out the paper. You'll see exactly what I'm saying. I never would need to.
If I went into a primary care physician's office and they gave me a form asking me if I was born male or female, I would leave. I would find another doctor. That's just very strange.
Now the woman asked me, and she has the computer on. She asked me, "Are you a victim of verbal abuse?" Now, first I was going to go around and say, "Well, I'm married," but I figured.
Yeah.
So what I said is, "Oh no, yeah, I'm a victim." You're a victim of verbal abuse. I said, "Yeah." Every time I turn on a TV and hear somebody tell me.
I don't know. I still this story. I don't know. This story just does not sound legit to me. It just doesn't sound legit that you carried on. So is this doctor? How old is this doctor? Is he one of these skinny pants wearing millennial doctors? What kind of place is he running?
Yeah, well, he was okay when he came in. He finally was a decent guy.
All right.
Receptionist, and I said, "What's with all the questions?" He says, "This is what the government wants us to fill out all this information now. So the world is changing again into taking toilets out, making doctors ask dumb questions." I swear this is the truth. I'll give you his name. I'll text it to you if you want to go just verify it.
Okay. And I know you're not a liar, but that sounds so crazy to me. That story just sounds too. And I remember when my daughter was a kid, the pediatricians were asking children if their parents have guns at home, and if they said yes, they would ask more detail. And I always told my daughter, don't tell them anything about that. That's none of their business. And
investigate our lives open.
That was part of it. That was during Obama. That was part of a gun grab attempt. They say on Friday Biden's going to sign an executive order on gun control, and people are all angry and upset about it. But I'm going to wait and find out what it is. I believe it's probably going to be a nothing thing, symbolic. What executive order can he do? That's an executive order, mind you, that's going to restrict our gun rights. We'll find out, I guess, coming up real quick. All right, so, all right, take care, Conservative Doug, who was born a man. All right, take care. We'll be right back.
95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great MyPillow products are. But don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the MyPillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Yeah, I'm calling you testimonials about my pillow topper.
You ordered the MyPillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress. My old mattress was getting old, so my wife.
Hey there, Barry. Hold on.
That mattress top. And when I used your promo code Kane, I got a great price. Got it home. I've been using it for the last 3 nights. It's fantastic. fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It feels like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress companies stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saved you from buying a new mattress and turn your whole bed into a MyPillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. You guys out there, remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Now, when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper. And receive 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. Oh, man, our phones are so busy. Steve's joining us by phone today, and I can't even get a line out to get Steve Kane on the line. But I will in a moment, Steve. I know you're listening at your studio. But let's check in with, we don't have Steve Kane yet, but we have his attorney, Attorney Barry Siegel, who, of course, is in the field of elder law, estate planning, and Medicaid planning. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you today?
I'm doing well. What do you have for us today?
Well, my question this morning for listeners out there is why not? Why would you not take advantage of the opportunity to review your situation to make sure that you and your family don't run out of money? You may, at this moment, you may have assets. You may have a comfortable amount of assets where you feel like this is not something that applies to you. Unfortunately, though, many people have been in this situation and tend to run out of money because either they or their spouse become ill and they were not protected from the cost.
Yeah.
The other way is just that if you're wealthy and you have millions of dollars and you can pay for it yourself, that's fine. But otherwise, many people who are not millionaires, who don't have long-term care insurance, may be in danger of spending down their assets and running out of money, all because they didn't plan ahead. So what we've been offering is a free review, a free consultation to review your situation to see if there's anything you need to do now that can help you down the road protect your assets so that you don't run out of money before you run out of life. And really, all you have to do is call us, come in, and we'll see what needs to be done. There may not be anything you need to do that may not need to be done at this time. However, unfortunately, we've had people who've come in at the time of need where they're already receiving care, trying to get the benefits to pay for this care, and we've had to say on occasion that it's too late. There's nothing that can be done at this point. So it's much better to plan ahead.
Now, you're talking about Medicaid planning, and that's a good line there. You don't want to run out of money before you run out of life. Now, this Medicaid planning, it's if you have long-term care insurance, man, you that's an awesome thing. I know people in my family have it, and that's great. But most people don't get that, and most of us won't. So, at what point in life, Attorney Barry Siegel, should someone call your office and talk to you about Medicaid planning? How young? What condition? When should somebody call you and set that up?
Well, there's really 2 stages. Of course, there's the time of need. If somebody's already receiving care or about to receive care, then we really call that a crisis case. That's the point where somebody needs to do something now. I mean, we have people who have been paying for this kind of care for years and didn't know about the fact that they could get this kind of benefit. So obviously that would be a great time if they're lucky enough to be in a situation where we could still help them. But then to answer your question as well, it's really, for anybody who's coming into their retirement years, who doesn't have long-term care insurance or doesn't have sufficient long-term care insurance, and has a concern that there's a possibility that they may need care, their spouse may need care in the future, and we want to make sure that they don't get into that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's it. So you actually can help people that are in need of it, that even people that have been paying out of pocket for years, you can even help them at that phase. That's good information to know. Now listen, it's a free consultation, and I know a lot of people call you that are kids and other family members, caregivers call you too, right, Barry, in these situations to try to help out?
That are calling us.
Yeah. So listen, give attorney Barry Siegel's office a call. He has a whole team in his practice that deals specifically with this. In fact, he's got people on his team who have been through this in their own family. 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. Online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, have a great day. We will talk later in the week. All right, thank you. All right, now let me take a call, and as I'm talking to this caller, I'm going to get in touch with Steve. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
All right. How are you?
I'm just great. Listen, this is what I think. I definitely think that you're being trolled by liberals. Right. But this is the other thing I think. I think we've come to a point in this society with COVID.
Yeah, you're going to be on the phone today? Okay. I couldn't get a line out. I could hardly get this line out to get you. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Let me finish with this lady, and then I'll bring you up. Hold on.
It's gotten to the point where they polarize this so much that people now feel that they have the right to police other people, which they don't. And in addition, I think Fauci has lied and flip-flopped and misinformed people to the point where people...
Well, he's such a divisive person that, he's not effective. But I'll tell you, Rolanda, I think, had the most interesting comment of all. She said, the Trump train is filled with people that were liberals not that long ago. They're new in the conservative movement, and they have those cancel culture tendencies going on in their mind. They haven't been fully converted to the conservative way of thinking yet. And I think there's a lot of that.
Well, I can tell you, I watch on YouTube, and there's a lot of liberal trolls up.
Well, you saw some of the comments I'm talking about, right?
Well, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you received that, but here's the thing. It's not anybody's job to tell everybody else what to do.
When I'm supposed to make a medical decision about my family based on a thumbs up or a thumbs down on a YouTube video? That's insane. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. All right, we finally got him. Steve Kane joining us. Sorry, Steve. There's all kinds of problems going on. All right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Your mouth might want to be closer to the part of the the phone there. It's a little better. A little muffly, but it's I can hear you. Oh my goodness.
You nailed Doug Coleman. That was the biggest BS story I've ever heard.
Oh, please.
Pulled him right on.
Oh my gosh.
Close to reality.
Yeah.
Doug, shame on you. What do you think you're playing with children here?
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah. Call Kaufman. You'll get a whole hour in with that call. Oh yes. Yes. We have a lot of callers on hold, but I'm a little concerned about Kamala Harris. No, I'm concerned. She had a very strange thing happen to her yesterday. It's almost like I would expect from somebody that has Tourette's syndrome. She was speaking to a group of people yesterday. Let me play a little clip, and then these weird noises started coming out. Listen, this is Kamala Harris yesterday.
more parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids and saying, we're not paying them nearly enough.
What, do you hear that weird laughter thing? What the heck? Listen.
Of educators when they had to bring their kids.
Is she drunk? What is that?
Laugh with her. They were talking about it on the television yesterday. When she gets nervous, it's like what we used to call in poker a tell, where it's a nervous laughter that she does because she doesn't know what to say.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, this was not me, of course. These were other people in the radio business that were stoned out of their mind on weed, used to talk like that. With the weird giggling about nothing.
You wouldn't be vaguely surprised if you found out that she did some of these appearances while stoned, would you?
Joe Biden said no drug use is... They just fired a bunch of people for smoking marijuana at the White House, so certainly he wouldn't tolerate this from her. But
so that must be true.
You know, but I'll tell you the thing with Kamala Harris... This was an unbelievable thing. Okay, so last week, Biden put her in charge of the border crisis, and yesterday, Jen Psaki, let me play this clip. Jen Psaki was asked by a reporter a softball question. This is a liberal reporter, I think. Aren't they all liberal except Ducey? And asked what they thought was a softball question about when is the vice president going to visit the southern border? And Jen Psaki's answer about Kamala Harris was very devastating to Kamala. Listen to this. This is Psaki yesterday, press briefing.
Okay, and one more. Do you have an update on whether the Vice President plans to travel to Central America or to the border as part of her looking into the root causes of the immigration problem?
I don't have an update on her travel, but since you gave me the opportunity, it's important to understand and know that she is focused on addressing root causes in the region. And so travel, I would expect, would be there, the border, and expediting processing at the border, opening shelters, ensuring we're moving kids out of Border Patrol facilities. That is really under the purview of the Department of Homeland Security and HHS. And they will all work together, but the Vice President's focus is on the region, root causes, and engaging with governments directly.
So if she were to travel, it would be to Central America or something like that?
That would be my expectation, but I don't have any travel to preview at this point.
Okay, so she's not going to go to the southern border. She's going to talk with heads of state by phone.
You know what that's all about?
Laziness?
No. What it's about is they gave her a job like Biden does most of his stuff without thinking it through very carefully.
Oh.
And once they gave her the job, then they started talking to her. Then they realized that she really didn't have enough depth to even bluff her way through a job with that.
It would just be it'd be the cackle tour.
So then and then they sat down and they said, we've got to back off on this a little bit.
Yeah.
And they picked up with that thing and they told the story like for about an hour straight. To anybody who wanted to ask anything.
Well, I told you, we were talking earlier, I said the root cause of the migrants coming here is because Kamala and Biden are giving them free crap, right? I mean, free housing, free food, free education, K through graduate school in some instances. That's the root cause. It doesn't have anything to do with street lights in Honduras.
That's right. We were joking. It's the old SC syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah, free S. Yeah, we call it crap. We spelled it with an S here in Florida. Oh my goodness. So I was talking the first half of the
Yeah, it just goes to show you how pathetically lost that whole campaign is.
Yeah.
Between, they don't have an ounce of brains between all of them, and it's a gift to the Trumpies.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, now I'm going to take some calls here. Hold on, let me see here if I can. Okay, I think I have you locked in. If you get disconnected, I'll call you back. Okay, but with Steve's on the phone today. We're having some connectivity issues. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Hi, Brian. It's Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa.
Hey. What's up, hi there. Listen, there is It's a disorder called pseudo-barber effect. And that's when the people laugh uncontrollably or inappropriately. And I'm just beginning to wonder about her.
Wait a minute. What's it called again?
Pseudo-Ballberg.
Pseudo-Ballberg. I don't know. Okay, I'll Google that.
Yeah, do. Pseudo-Ball. It's an effect. It's a disorder. There's medication for it.
Mm-hmm.
All this inappropriate laughter.
I thought that's what the grass was for.
Right. Wow, what a hypocrite, because she threw so many people in jail for smoking it.
You know, this is interesting thing, though. This announcement yesterday that they tried to sneak through Psaki, that she's not going to go to the border, that she's been put in charge of the crisis. What do you think, caller? Steve thinks that they didn't think it through. They realized she's incompetent. And, what do you think, caller?
Oh, unbelievable mess. I hate it. They need to it's almost like everything Trump did for the good, they took away from him. They need to go right back to it.
Hold on. It's not terrible. It's wonderful. Don't you understand? These things, they go up at the rate of 2 or 3 a day. And
I need a new piece of tape.
They reach a certain point, and that's what exposes Biden and his whole campaign for what they are. A bunch of phony know-nothing.
There's truth to that, too, but in the meantime, there are millions of them on the way. I just know they are.
Oh, yeah, I love it. That's all I watch now on television. I go from news station to news station, trying to find the next big crowd that's going to come pouring over the border.
Oh.
Yeah. That cackle is very.
Not from Central America.
I think that Kamala cackle. I bet you that's why Willie Brown dumped her.
A great thing. Hold on, let's stop. We don't want to lose this.
The Kamala crackle.
The Kamala crackle. We're going to give you credit for this one.
Remember Sidney Powell? Here comes the Kraken. Here comes the crackle.
The crackle. Yeah. The crackle.
She doesn't. Okay. Thanks for the call. Let's take one more call, then we'll break. You're on the air. Good morning.
Molly,
how you guys doing today?
All right.
All right. Yeah, I was listening to your podcast yesterday, and I think it's ridiculous that people are. I didn't listen to. I'll be honest. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I heard they were talking about the negativity and stuff. Now, I haven't gotten the shot yet. My parents have, and I think Rolanda was hitting the nail on it, what she was saying before. I think a lot of the people, because I even mentioned you in the past that I used to, I don't want to say a liberal, but I used to vote Democrat. I think a lot of these people probably used to be Democrat, and they still have the same ways, and they're judging you, which is ridiculous.
They're still in recovery from liberalism, and some of those negative qualities come out. I think that Rolanda's a very smart woman, and I thought that was a pretty wise. Did you hear what she said, Steve? Rolanda's call. Oh, okay. We were talking about these people that are pissed off at the two of us for getting the COVID vaccine. And Rolanda said, you got to understand, a lot of these Trump people are new conservatives. They were liberals not that long ago, and they still have a liberal streak in them. And cancel culture comes out in some of them sometimes. And I think that was a good observation on her part.
Yeah. It's interesting.
All right, caller. You got anything else for us?
A few questions, too. I think the problem, too, is people are reading stuff off the internet and believing everything they hear, and then they're going by what they read. What I was going to ask you this is, with the place you went to, when you didn't make an appointment, but
no.
You get the first shot. When you get the first shot, because I was talking to somebody else where I work. Do you have to go to this? This might sound stupid, but say you want to make an appointment the next time. You want to go somewhere that's convenient, or I don't know if you could.
No, they gave me. I went to the Broward Community College North Campus in Coconut Creek, across the street from Winmore Village. Just west of the Turnpike. Okay, now Treetops Park, yeah, and you don't, and for the first shot, you do not need an appointment at the BCC North Campus, but they gave me an appointment for the second shot next month, and that one they said I don't have to wait in line. I'll just go in and get it. So they gave me a follow-up appointment. Yeah, they gave me a follow-up appointment. I think
But in my case, I waited till they got to my, I didn't rush out the first day. I figure I'm going to let this go on for,
Yeah, they act like we're patient zero here, This isn't The Fly,
I figured if there's any problem with the vaccine, if they can make it for a month with nobody dropping dead, if somebody got sick, that would be all over the papers real quick.
Yeah, and my mother has had the vaccine. She had her second injection weeks ago. All my in-laws have had it, and they're they're weeks beyond the second injection, and everyone's fine. And the only effect I have is my arm's a little sore today, where the injection went in the muscle. But Steve's got no. You told me you don't even have that, Steve.
Right, everybody's different, and even that's a normal thing. I guess there's different things. Some people might feel tired after having it, or everybody's different.
I don't know. I felt nothing.
Let me ask you this: What about like I heard some? I don't want to say it's a rumor, but the shot to get, isn't there like 3 different shots? It depends on what they have to offer.
Well, there's like I got the Moderna. Steve, I think you got the Moderna. My wife is getting the other one, which I forget what company that is. I don't know if it's Johnson. I don't know. My wife has an appointment later this week. She's getting the vaccine, but it's another brand, So there's different brands.
I think Johnson is
Johnson. Yeah, I heard somebody said to stay away from Johnson.
I don't know.
I might go with.
But I know this. Getting this COVID passport and all this stuff, that's a whole nother banana. Okay, the COVID passport thing, and it's misleading when people hear passport, they think about foreign travel. What Biden's talking about is requiring a COVID passport so that you can walk into a store and buy a Coke in a convenience store, or the COVID passport to be able to go to work or to go into a restaurant. That's crazy talk, and none of us support that nonsense. And Governor DeSantis strongly came out yesterday and said that's not happening in Florida.
Right, but I think it's ridiculous, like you were saying about people saying that kind of stuff acting rude to you or those comments. I wonder too if some of these people say that somebody was dying from COVID or whatever, and they needed a shot to survive. Would they say no? I don't want the shot. I'd rather die. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If it would save their life, they would say, no, I don't.
Well, one thing that really angered a lot of these people is I made a YouTube video yesterday. You go to my YouTube page, guys, and see it. And the thumbnail advertising the video, it says, I just got the Trump vaccine. And that calling it the Trump vaccine pissed people off. And if you notice in the photograph that I have, I took a photograph of myself in front of the vaccination site sign going in to get the vaccine. If you noticed, I was not wearing a mask. I was the only one who wasn't, by the way, and nobody seemed to pick up on that. So all of a sudden, I'm some liberal. I was talking about this earlier. I said they're acting like Steve and I went and took women to have abortions yesterday. Then they'd be right. If we were taking people to get abortions, that'd be a whole other thing. You'd be like, oh my gosh, how can you be a conservative and be doing that? You're a hypocrite. We each made a choice to get the vaccine. I don't get it.
I think it's stupid. I let people do what they want. If somebody wants to get it, get it. If you don't, I'm not going to be upset at somebody. I plan on getting it. I've been trying to go online and do it, but I might have to. And I think next week it might get to be worse, where it might be harder or longer.
Well, the reason I went yesterday was the first day it was 40 and above. So I knew by the middle of the week it might get a little busier. So, and I got off the air at 9. I was at the BCC campus by 9:20, and it took 2 hours and 2 minutes because I timed it. I put my stopwatch on and I had it done. So it'll get. But anyway, appreciate the call. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Michael.
Hey, Michael.
No, I was just letting you know I got the Moderna shot too. The second one, I kind of got lucky. They open the vial. They have to use all 10 of the shots, and the arm is sore. But the second one, you do get tired. Like I did sleep like 16 hours, but I'd rather sleep 16 hours than be on a ventilator and no one can come visit me and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was one to say I didn't want to take the shot until I found out like the side effects. But I kind of was a guinea pig for all my friends because they're afraid of the shot. And I'm like, buddy, listen, I don't feel horrible. I felt tired, like what you said on the show I watch you all often. But wouldn't you rather sleep a little bit instead of going through what you see on the TV when people are dying?
Well, you know, it's like that old saying that we use. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You know, when it comes to the gun control. You know, this is the thing. Okay, you know, I have one major focus in my mind beyond like my personal family and stuff, and that's the re-election of Donald Trump in 2024. And I see things like this dividing up the MAGA movement. That's not good. And these people out there, these cancel culture MAGA people, need to think about what they're doing, because, you know, these cancel culture MAGA people are going to help the Democrats win in 2024. Biden's going to be too old and checked out. Their nominee will probably be cackling Kamala. So they got to stop saying, "Well, you got the vaccine. I'm done with you. You're not MAGA." They're destroying the MAGA movement from within by being so petty and liberal in their attitude. And if we want Trump to be reelected in 2024, they got to cut that out.
I think there's a first for everything. And what Biden's doing, I don't think Biden's there. He's a puppet. Someone's pulling his strings.
Well, obviously Kamala's not either. And you know, I mentioned this yesterday, and people didn't think I was serious, and it's taken it's gotten more serious. Kamala is having a fit with the designers and contractors at the vice presidential mansion. She can't move in, and she's staying in the Blair House, which I understand is like thousands of square feet. She's roughing it in a mansion, and she is her days are spent in a battle to get in the vice presidential residence and be able to move in. It's being remodeled. I don't even know if Pence was staying there, I'll tell you the truth, because of the remodel that was going on. But I think she feels slighted, like they won't let me move in because I'm a black woman or an Indian woman or whatever she is. Today, and she's making
What happened is that it took a little while, but it's become obvious that they made another bonehead decision with Kamala. And she's a disaster, and everything she touches is going to turn south.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst things ever is the racist culture the media is putting out there, to where a lot of Americans are very good people, but they're putting so much racial tension on everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's how the Democrats are. The Democrats, they've always been this way. When Trump was uniting people. Democrats don't like that. They want everyone divided. Gay against straight, Christian against gay, black against blue, white against black. That's what they thrive on. And I was talking this Floyd trial is a big bust for them. See, they were expecting this George Floyd cop trial to be a big racial division thing, and it was that would bring them into bring a bunch of blacks back that Trump took away. But there's no one out there defending this cop. There's 3 people defending the cop.
Did you watch?
What was that, Steve? What was that?
Seriously, don't count your chickens with that trial. Yeah, they're just waiting for the end of it. I still think we're going to have a lot of problems.
Oh yeah, there'll be problems when it's over, because they're going to get a lesser conviction or a hung jury or maybe even an acquittal. But you watch that, it's now 9.5 minutes, however long it is, and what a sadistic looking face. I mean, that was like a face of a Bundy on George Floyd's neck, wasn't it? I mean, he just no emotion.
No, what's scary? Did you guys watch the one that's like an hour long, and then he worked with the police officer and
No.
resisted? And the police were very nice. They were trying to do everything.
Well, everybody that gets arrested has they claim to have health problems, okay? So that's the thing. But that video with the cop with George Floyd, I mean, I saw a face that was just not emotion at all on the guy's neck while he's saying he can't breathe for a long time. Something's wrong with that guy.
Did you read how much fentanyl was in his system after the autopsy?
Well, I don't think that that was certainly that was possibly a contributing factor, but I think the knee on the neck was the main cause of death, I would think, right?
We can think.
Well, you're not going to get
bad time.
that's the problem with the trial. You're not going to get a definitive answer
Yeah.
to that question either way.
Well, what's your guess on the verdict, Steve?
Oh, I think they'll probably convict him of second degree.
Yeah, so we'll do some time. All right, listen, we'll take our break. Third hour starting up. Steve is with us on phone today. We're having some tech issues connecting. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. There's only one opening on our very, very busy phones. We'll be back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire and Margate, where they have all the...
Steve, you got to speak up. You're just like too low. I don't know if your mouth is... That's a little better. Yeah, sounds like it's not... I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now.
At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, if you're in here, make sure you like the video, everyone, and share if you don't mind.
And balancing, and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445.
Hail! Are you kidding? I've got sun.
9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And
Unless pale means color. You're getting like the Biden White House here. Closed means open.
Now, Medicare
Crisis means peace.
of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost you.
This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the BioStation West Delray. I'm so happy to be able to now offer the latest and most comprehensive approach to health, wellness, and anti-aging at my new West Delray location. In addition to the hormone therapies you're accustomed to, we can now offer testing for all of your health concerns, including vitamin.
Hey, everyone, thanks for those likes. Keep bringing them on. Like the video, share the video, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc., as well as the latest state-of-the-art non-invasive treatments for erectile dysfunction.
Well, money is what makes the world go round. I mean, you know,
Comprehensive wellness, all in a
doesn't everybody do everything for money? You know, I mean, you think I get up at 3:30 in the morning every day for free? I mean, no.
320-8893 to schedule your appointment today.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida.
You know, I don't like to say smash that like button. Everybody else does it. I can't get myself to do it, to say that. You know, I just can't. I can't. You guys can say it for me. But, you know, everyone on YouTube, smash that like button. Smash that like button. I just can't, you know. I'm more chill, I guess.
Cocaine 1. That's 1-888 Cocaine 1. And now.
All right. Third and final hour has begun. You back with us, Steve? Okay, there you are. Steve's by phone today. We're having some tech issues. So he's on the line with us by telephone today. Oh, Mike Lindell had he made an appearance on the Steve Bannon show yesterday. And Steve Bannon, and as Trump calls him, sloppy Steve Bannon. But he was talking, Mike Lindell was talking about his new social media platform. And let me tell you, this guy has the top people working on it, top tech people he could find, and is spending endless amounts of money into this. I mean, he said, one of the big things, Trump said Parler was no good because they couldn't handle the traffic. Parler, the conservative alternative, collapsed 3 minutes, if that long, after it went live because it couldn't handle the traffic. Mike Lindell says his social media network is capable of handling, from day one, 1 billion with a B, 1 billion users. So that means he has poured in a boatload of money and is continuing to do so. And it's going to, see, that's the problem with these other social media alternatives. They always collapse. And that was a huge announcement yesterday because people are very concerned about that. And we're just a couple of weeks away from it. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to sign up for it. The first moment I hear about it, that it's live, I'll be online signing up for the Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guys, social media platform. I hope you guys do too. And it's going to be a place of complete free speech with no limitations, so far as we know. So that was a huge announcement yesterday because people were concerned about that. And we tell you this, and this is the truth. This guy, Steve, he is pouring so much money into this that when you go to mypillow.com and you purchase MyPillow products, you are literally supporting this free speech alternative. I mean, you really are. It is incredibly expensive. And Mother's Day is coming up. This is Mother's Day shopping season, and there is something for every mother, no matter her age, on that she will love at mypillow.com. Steve, the MyPillow My Slippers, I've asked my wife to get me a pair of these for my birthday, which is coming up. It's 40% off with the promo code Kane for the MyPillow My Slippers. They come in multiple styles and multiple colors, and they have different styles for both men and women. So check that out. That's a good deal. 40% off. You can't beat that. Oh, no, not at all. And I know a lot of the moms out there have pets. That MyPillow pet bed, just $19.99 with the promo code Kane. I have the pet bed. My dog, my cat, they love it. They sleep on it every night, and I say goodbye to them when I leave to come to work in the morning, and they're on the pet bed. They love it. Just $19.99 with the promo code Kane. Now, this mattress topper, you hear us talk a lot about the mattress topper. Man, listeners rave about the mattress topper. It turns your whole bed into a MyPillow mattress. And it's 30% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. And I've talked to multiple listeners, Steve, including your own daughter, who have back problems, and this MyPillow mattress topper has given them incredible amounts of relief from that back pain. So go to mypillow.com. The mattress topper, 30% off. There's many more things there too. Something for every mom on your gift-giving list. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. All right, so let's get back to our busy phones. You're on the radio. Good morning. Good morning. What's your name, caller? Yeah, you're on the air.
My name's Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Sam. Good morning, Steve. I just wanted to say that you guys really let us down, with the promotion of this vaccine, knowing that there's not a lot of research that's been done on it.
What about the millions that have taken it?
Wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, how am I wrong?
It's a little late for me. I've already taken it. But tell me some of the stories that you've first-hand incidents where people have gotten sick.
First-hand is the key.
Surely you know.
All the kids with autism.
Well, first off, they haven't given the. Excuse me. They have not given the COVID vaccine to children, so that's not
Okay, what about your insurance policy? Do you guys know if you're in?
It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free.
Do you have life insurance?
When you hold on, you ask the question, and you don't take a breath to hear an answer. When you say insurance,
here's Brian talking.
The insurance covers it.
It's free. It's free. I went yesterday. They didn't ask me for insurance. It's free. The government is giving it to us for free.
What's your next?
Of course it's free, and that should tell you
what's your next.
The government doesn't give you anything for free, right?
Well, tax dollars pay for it.
Yeah, you paid for this. Matter of fact,
Okay,
I think about it.
Do you have life insurance? Do you guys have life insurance?
Yes. What's that got to do with the vaccine?
Insurance? Does your life insurance cover you taking an experimental drug that is not certified by the FDA?
Well, excuse me. First of all, the FDA did approve it. Yeah, the
approve it because it's under experimental use right now. It's under
this is a lunatic that used to call us. What's his name?
I don't know who this is.
I'm a lunatic. I'm at fucking working.
Oh my gosh! He can't. Well, now he went. Oh, he did it. He wanted to get off the air. He wanted to get off the air. Oh my gosh! He dropped an F-bomb. So I have no idea. No, I don't recognize his voice.
Football. All right.
I don't know. I don't recognize his voice. I believe you. I believe you. But it was falling apart with him. So he did the big SOS.
The guy he doesn't call anymore. Who's the guy that used to?
I don't remember. There's so many. I don't know which. I don't recognize the voice. That one I don't recognize. Yeah, well, he was losing it, so he put out his helpline. He dropped the F-bomb, forcing us. Yeah, to hang up on him. All right, let's go. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Cam from Tamarack.
Hey, Cam.
Hi. Hats off. Hi, both of you. Hats off to you for getting the vaccine. And 52 million people have already gotten it, from what I was reading. And, hats off to you because my nephew is...
You guys can hear it. The radio. It doesn't go out over the radio.
And now...
That's why I can't let it go out.
He got it because he travels on the plane. So, he sees other businessmen, and it's very important. Especially at this stage, because he wants to retire at a certain time. He said, "I'm going to do it. I want to protect myself."
Well, listen. Here's the thing with these nasty people today. We're not telling anybody what to do. We're telling people what we did. I've talked to several people today on the phones, including somebody here in person in the radio station off the air, who said they're not getting the vaccine. Do you hear me going after them or trying to shame them or bark at them or be accusatory? I mean, what I said to Steve earlier is right on the money, Tim. If Steve and I would have taken women to get abortions yesterday, we would be hypocrites and you could question our conservative credentials, okay? But that's not what we did. That's not what we did. They're acting as if we did. In fact, I think they're more upset about this than if we would have done the other.
Yes, and it's ridiculous. And, from the health viewpoint, people are questioning their doctors are asking them how you feel about it. And they're also listening to Don. I listen to Don Hopkins on my cell phone, and they're going to provide you with the science-based information.
Well, I know my entire immediate family that's old enough have had the vaccine for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I've asked all of them individually throughout the whole process, side effects, anything, and none of them have had any problems. So that's real life example,
And also, after the second shot, I wanted to tell you is that you get the maximum protection against the strains that are out there that made new strains. So.
Well, when I've talked to people in my family that have had both that are weeks beyond the second injection, it's like liberating to them. It takes a big weight off their shoulders. Mm-hmm.
Good day.
Well, thank you. No F-bombs from her. Good morning. You're on the air. Oh, it's a C's back. Good morning. Yeah, you're on the radio. I know I hung up on you because you used the F word. That's why I hung up on you. Oh my gosh. I didn't say he hung up on us. Yeah, boy. All right, you did something to force us to hang up on you. That's what I said. What a brain dead person. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Static here. It's like, what are you on, a walkie-talkie? Good morning. You're on the air. Okay. All right. Some people out there are drinking, or they're smoking what Kamala's got. I don't know. Something's going on with these callers today. The callers were so good, wise, well thought out conversations, and now, All right, listen. It's time for a break anyway. If you would like to call in, please do. Our number, toll free, 1-888. Let me put Steve on hold. You're on hold, Steve. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is the number. 888-465-2631. We'll be back after this.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great my
Steve Kane Show.
products are. But don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the My Pillow mattress topper, and he called us live on radio to tell us about
fake.
his experience with the My Pillow mattress topper.
Okay. Steve Kane Show.
You ordered the My Pillow,
Hold on.
the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress because my old mattress was getting old. So my wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress top? I went on, I used your promo code Kane. I got great price. Got it home. I've been using it for the last 3 nights. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the My Pillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress companies stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that My Pillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saves you from buying a new mattress and turn your whole bed into a My Pillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. You guys out there, remember, promo code Kane.
Well, that's fine, Nurse Ratchet. Do what you want.
Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Save 30% off your My Pillow mattress topper. And receive 2 free My Pillows, but you got to use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. 30% off the My Pillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big My Pillow mattress. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Do you ever ask yourself, will I ever be able to retire? And if I do retire, how do I stay retired? Well, the good news is our friends at I Will Advisors right here in Coral Springs can help you answer those questions. I Will Advisors have a unique approach to income and retirement planning that's focused on your needs and desires for a successful retirement. Debbie Klatzoff and Dan Frazier at I Will Advisors want to talk with you and provide you with an income for life report. This report will help you map out how to control when you can retire and make sure once you retire, you stay retired. Call Debbie Klatzoff and Dan Frazier at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080. I Will Advisors, your financial planning partners.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, we are back. You with us, Steve? Yeah, you sound like you're with us. Okay, now, the latest, I have the audio of the latest Cuomo accuser, the woman who he was in her house and started kissing her. Have you seen this one? Oh my goodness. Well, let me play this. This is her very strange happening. Now, by the way, nothing will happen to Cuomo. He'll go on to finish his term, and he may even be reelected. One thing you have to understand about Governor Cuomo, his children are the grandchildren of Bobby Kennedy. His ex-wife was the daughter of Bobby Kennedy, so he's got the Kennedy protection. They drive cars off bridges and leave women to die and go on to stay in politics, elected election after election, okay? So he's basically a Kennedy because of that, right? So nothing's going to happen to him, but we still enjoy talking about him. This is a woman. Cuomo came into her home on an official visit and started kissing her on parts of her body without permission.
There's a picture.
That's when the governor looked at me, approached me,
Hey.
took my hand, and pulled me to him. He leaned down over me and kissed my cheek. I was holding my small dog in my arms, and I thought he was going to pet my dog, but instead
Yes.
he wedged his face between the dog and mine and kissed me on the other cheek. And what I felt was
Here, stay. We'll do the spot with you if you want to go on the air. You okay? Going on the air? Or? Okay, not ready? It's okay.
Kiss both cheeks.
Well, my throat hurts.
I felt shocked
Okay.
and didn't understand what had just happened. But I knew I felt
Okay.
embarrassed and weird about his kissing me.
Ah.
And in my family, family members kiss. Strangers do not kiss, especially upon meeting someone for the first time.
Doesn't she sound a little robotic, though? I mean, I don't like Cuomo, but doesn't this sound like a prepared statement to you? By a lawyer? Yeah, like a robot. I don't know. The only thing about Cuomo, see, I was concerned about Cuomo. I don't need to hear the rest of it. Do we need to hear any more of that? Okay. The thing about Cuomo, is I was a little concerned last year because I thought he was going to be running against Trump, or running for the nomination in 2024, but he's done now. So at least we don't have, and he, unlike Kamala Harris, he's, obviously he's not competent, because nursing homes and all this stuff, but he was electable nationally by the Democrats, and now he's done, and now they got cackling Kamala. So so that's why I keep bringing this stuff up. But he was a real worry to me. So these stories kind of help with that. Oh, I know. And why do you think she had to read that? When you've been assaulted that way, why do you have to read it? Can't you just relay your experience?
I didn't read the whole article. I just perused it, but my understanding is Gloria Allred is representing her.
How does Gloria Allred find her way to all these things, these women?
The network of these abused women runs across.
Yeah, I don't really appreciate the scripted thing. And this other thing they're giving Cuomo a hard time about. They're giving him a really hard time about, it wasn't the vaccine. He had gotten his family tested, his mom, Fredo.
Wouldn't you? I mean, I don't hold that against him. Do you hold that against him?
I'd have done the exact same thing. Yeah.
They're going to attack him for trying to save his mother's life?
Yeah.
I think that has to be the weak one.
Yeah. So, Cuomo's going nowhere. I think he could be reelected in New York still, don't you?
Do you understand why they're bugging him about the thing with his parents?
Why? His dad passed, but why?
The mom. Can you figure out why they're upset by that?
Not really. The mom, I don't get that one.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
His mother died?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that.
Yeah, and you got to understand, Governor Cuomo had the most irresponsible brother you could possibly have during time of COVID. He was going around, he got the COVID, and he went out in public when he was supposed to be isolated, going up to other people. And I remember I hate this thing. It sounds like we're defending Cuomo. He's a creep, right? But if I remember in one of Cuomo's press conferences, he was talking about how the brother, his Fredo, had gotten together with the mother, and he was concerned that the mother, who's elderly, might have the COVID because of Fredo's irresponsible behavior. So I would have done the exact same thing.
Anybody who would do that.
Yeah. Well, you know what he should have done, though? He should have just brought Mom over to Boca, over to Coral Springs, and gone into any lab test now of Boca or Coral Springs. They got the lowest price on COVID testing for everyone, and you get the results in 15 minutes. And they give you a printout telling you, you're okay to go. By the way, a lot of people ask me, at any lab test now of Boca, any lab test now of Coral Springs, not only do they have the lowest price on COVID testing anywhere, they have every type of COVID testing you may need. I did not know this, Steve. People need different types of COVID tests for different things. Sometimes there were I was talking to them over there. There were people that have to get tested every week because of their job. And yeah, I did not know that. So whatever special testing you need for your job, for your school, they have it. If you're traveling, if you're traveling internationally, sometimes you got to have special COVID tests for travel. They got that too. And it's the lowest price. The results are fast as you can get. 15 minutes or less, you get the results. And I've been tested several times because, to me, it's quick, it's cheap, you get the results fast, and it's like peace of mind. I've tested negative every time, by the way. I think 5 or 6 times. I lost track how many times I was tested over there. Boom, you get the results just like that, and it's a nice relief. You don't have to wonder, do I have it? Do I not have it? And they give you a printout. So if you need to take the document to work, they give you that. Or if you just want to show your friends, I'm okay. I don't have the COVID. I was at Any Lab Test Now of Boca, Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They're open Monday through Saturday. That's right, they're open on Saturdays. Let me give you guys the location information. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road, north of Hillsborough, on the east side of 441. The number's 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood. That's over by the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs, and their number 954-906-5983. All right. Want to take some calls? I'm not sure if I want to after the last few, but all right. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Brian and Steve.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Show me some love. $5 super sticker. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I went to my firearms store yesterday to pick up something I ordered, and there was a new selection under the gender box. It was male, female, non-binary.
At the gun shop?
Yep.
Non-binary?
Non-binary. And I asked, I'm like, what is this? And they said if you're trans, that they have to do that now.
On the application to what? Buy a gun? Well, it's the federal form. It's the federal form, right?
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Non-binary, I just Googled it, Steve. Non-binary do not identify as the gender they were assigned at birth. Not assigned at birth, not the gender they were born, not assigned at birth. I guess the doctor assigns you a gender when you're born.
Gun store?
I don't know. It's very strange. Was that the federal form or a state form, I wonder?
It was the state form.
That's so strange.
So strange. So strange and getting stranger by the minute.
Yeah.
And I have a funny video for you, Brian.
You have a what?
I have a really funny video for you. In Texas, he's running for, I guess, Senate, and he flat out calls Nancy Pelosi a commie.
Oh. Okay. All right, send it to me. I'll take a look. All right, thanks for the call, Pennsylvania. That's a new one. Oh, by the way, your roofing contractor just stopped by. Tom Laporta was just here just to say hi. Yeah. And he's a little under the weather, so he didn't want to go on the air today. So we'll have him back another day to be on the radio. No, we're going to save that for a surprise. We're not ready to do that yet. Yes, we got a surprise announcement. Yeah, we're going to have a surprise for you guys. But, I was talking earlier, Steve. I mean, you made just a terrible, you're just not good with the decisions when it came to your house. And you had those little wet spots. Well, I guess it started with one little wet spot on your ceiling, and then you had a few more wet spots, and then you had a drip here or there, and you didn't think too much of it, and you ignored it, didn't do anything about it for, I don't even want to know how long. And you knew it had gotten to the point where you needed some roof work done and probably needed a new roof. And Tom Laporta came over from Laporta Contracting and did an inspection of your roof and found out of course you need a new roof because whenever you see a wet spot on your ceiling, what's up at the ceiling level, what's up at the roof level is just a pool of water, right? The damage is bad. If you're seeing it on your ceiling, so as soon as you see a wet spot, you want to call right away because maybe you only need a repair, right? Maybe you only need a repair, but you waited so long, you need a whole new roof. And then also you got another problem, and that's you ignored it so long, those drips drip down into your walls, and your drywall is filled with black mold. So because you ignored it, you're going to have to replace about 40% of the drywall in your home. And if you would have called Tom Laporta when you saw that first little wet spot on the ceiling, it would have saved you a lot of headache, a lot of trouble, and everything else. But he's doing it now, and you're gonna be loving it when it's done.
We're close to the rainy season, hurricane season.
Yeah.
Definitely go into hurricane season with a strong.
Oh yeah.
Swoop.
If you, I got to tell you, Steve, if you would have not had your roof taken care of, and we had a hurricane hit, I know you got the shutters and everything. They would have been useless. I don't think your roof would have made it. No.
As Tom Laporta, is one of our listeners, and when you meet him, you're going to have all the confidence.
And by the way, you didn't know that you had this black mold problem. He found that out and that's something else.
Doesn't cost anything for the inspection.
No.
Better safe than sorry. Call him. You got his number there?
Yeah, in fact, this number rings directly to his cell phone, and give him a call and take advantage of that free inspection, all right? 954. Yeah. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. That's Tom Laporta. Rings directly to his cell. All right, we'll be right back after this.
You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
I'm Dr. Janae Lomaski. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. 2020 has been the year of coronavirus. So many of us have been locked in our homes for long periods of time. This can bring on severe depression, anxiety, and panic. Other worries such as job security, money, and health, as well as families unable to see one another. These are all significant in affecting our mental health. If you are experiencing these difficulties, give me a call at 561-777-2021. That's 561-777-2021. Medicare and TRICARE accepted and available.
I'm so sorry.
Telehealth as well as in-office appointments. Give me a call at 561-777-2021.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Steve Kane here with us. So that's an interesting thing. You're picking up this thing with Kamala. They're trying to sneak this through about her not going to the border. What's the big deal if she goes down there and takes a tour? What do you think they're afraid of? Well... Well, I think that's true. I mean, she's a dingbat, like on the, I Love Lucy level. There's no doubt about that. I mean, she's just a clown.
Every day it seems there are decisions we have to make concerning the business, and we'll sit down and we'll say, what are the options? What would be the consequence of each option? And by that elimination, you figure out which is the best move for you to make. That's a thought process. They don't have that.
Yeah.
The ability to reason and make good decisions.
Even on minor little things, we'll have like a long,
No minor little thing. as they found out when they tried to implement it, and she didn't know what she was doing.
Exactly. You know, but there's that. You're right about that. Total dingbat. But, and not like Lucille Ball, because she was acting, right? Kamala's trying to act smart all the time, and she can't pull it off. She can't even act. But there's nothing.
As Lucille Ball, they wouldn't be having the trouble around her.
Exactly. We'd be better off with I Love Lucy. But you know, the other thing, although Ricky was Cuban, he'd probably be a Republican, right? Because on this issue. But the other thing is, they have nothing good to show down there. Everything they have down there to show is completely chaotic. The kids and the Chipotle burrito wrappers on the floor, the overflowing border. Sarah, $100 super chat. Thank you. God wins. Thank you, Brian, Stephen, May. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Yeah, God always wins.
That's why it's.
So you think this is interesting? So you're saying now this is some new stuff here, because things have changed a lot in the last week with Kamala. You think that there's not just a regret in this Biden shooting his mouth off that he's sending Kamala down there. You think they have regret of putting her on the ticket and having her as the VP?
Well, I think they did it. I'm sure they're running into
Sarah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Because that kind of ignorance is hard to cover, especially with that delightful cackle that she's got.
There must have been an incident then. Something must have happened.
Things that have happened. I mean, you put somebody who's incompetent in a key job, and the whole operation, grinds to a halt.
Yeah. So the thought of a transition to her probably is off the table now.
Fine for them when they made the choice. That's where the problem goes back to. It goes back to picking her in the first place, because she doesn't have the ability to. She's not a creative thinker, and she's not even an accurate thinker, and she was a bad choice. And then she started making bad decisions, and they realized it too late.
Well, this is all great news for us, because listen, but there's no Biden.
The gift
that keeps on cackling. Well, the thing. This is interesting, because Biden, regardless of, he's not going to be able to run for re-election. He's come on.
About can he get through this term?
But in 2024, they're obligated to put her up. If you don't think she'll be their nominee?
There is the bad decision, so it's hard.
What are they going to do?
Figure what a bad decision is going to.
Going back, I'm trying to think when a vice president didn't run. Right? Nixon was vice president, he ran. Ford was vice president, he ran. Johnson, who was Johnson's vice president? Was it Rockefeller? That was Ford. Who was Johnson's vice president? I can't remember offhand. Did he run? Gore was vice president, he ran. So I mean, there's a tradition. They're obligated to put her up. Humphrey was Johnson's vice president. He ran, right? Didn't Humphrey run? Oh, you think she's going to let them pass her over? Oh. She'll take it as a racial slight, like she's doing this House thing.
Oh, that's what I want to see. I want to see Kamala play the race card.
Oh, I take it back. Biden didn't run. He was vice president. He didn't run. They gave it to Hillary. They took it from Biden and gave it to Hillary. I forgot about that. Yeah. So Biden got passed over by Obama. So it has happened. It has happened. Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful, Steve. Because if they're going to try to pass her over, they're gonna have a battle. She'll flip out. Oh. Well, yeah.
they're supporting some pretty kooky people.
Well, they got to be in a bad spot right now because the question is with Biden, did they ever expect Biden to not resign? Did they expect Biden to complete his term? Because what I mean is, wasn't the plan always for Kamala to come in and complete his term? And now they can't do that. If they can't send her to a photo op at the southern border, they got a problem. Maybe it was Ted Cruz's trip that stopped them from sending her down. See, they can't.
Problem public.
Yeah, they were trying to hide, and they couldn't do some propaganda fake to her because Ted Cruz showed everything. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is awesome. I mean, it's amazing that what a good spot Trump is in. I mean, the border is his issue anyway. It's obviously his issue in 2024. They've got this craziness going on with cackling Kamala, and that should be a hashtag on Twitter. Kamala crackle, crackling Kamala.
Oh. The air.
That's got to be the most annoying song in the history of the music business.
The Monster Mash or something.
Oh, that's a good one. A parody of the Monster Mash with the cack. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I think part will be easier to just get a whole bunch of cuts of her cackling.
Yeah, you could just take a 5 minutes talk of hers and probably find 10 in that 5 minutes of any time she talks. But no, that really shows that they're in a bad spot. Oh, this is good. This is good. Trump's in a great position. I wish he'd go to the border soon. I wish he was there already.
But wait a minute. Let's think that through. You really think he's got all the information in front of him? You really think he's not better equipped to make that judgment?
Oh, he knows more than I'll ever know. Always trust in Trump.
Would be better than the decision I would.
Oh, absolutely. Corey Lewandowski's book on Trump is called "Let Trump Be Trump." Everybody always tries to second guess Trump. Trump always makes the right decision. Even when you think he's done something disastrous, it turns out to be the right thing.
Yes. In the long run.
Oh, yeah. I would trust Trump with my life and the life of my family. I would there's never question.
We are.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I guess my rush to it is I want once he goes to the border, if he does and he goes to the southern border, it's almost like he's president again because he'll be immediately the go-to guy on people are going to him for solutions, and the media will be going to him for the solutions.
It'll be a pivotal vote in the campaign.
Yeah. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the day. If you're on hold, stand by, and when we get back, it'll be time for the Gold Report. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. We'll be back with the Gold Report right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Do you think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus?
Are you there? Yeah.
She went to any lab test now with Coral Springs.
Yeah, so I was telling you I was going to do it since you're on the phone. Yeah. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I've got to go to the bathroom so bad, and I don't have time to run there and back because I got to come back. Hey there. What you learn to do in radio more than anything is how to go to the bathroom fast. But I just don't have enough time. Man, there's 13 minutes left in the show. 14 minutes.
Located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. You can call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now at Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Listen to this radio on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. It is 47 minutes after the hour. Time to check in with William Youngerman with the Morning Gold Report from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated. William Youngerman, good morning. How the metals looking today?
The metals are looking like they're finally breaking out of their trading range, and unfortunately it's to the downside, or maybe fortunately if you've been standing on the sidelines waiting to get for a great opportunity to pick up metal a lot cheaper. As I've said for quite a while, we've been in a sideways range or consolidation range on the metals for a very long time, trading in a very narrow trading range, and that spring, when it gets wound tight enough, eventually releases itself into a pretty good move, and this move is to the downside. With a lot of things affecting the metals right now. One, the U.S. dollar is at a very much high, as high as we've seen in quite a long time. U.S. dollar index at 93.22. Plus the 10-year note is up to 1.755 on the interest rate. So higher interest rates and a weaker or stronger U.S. dollar are not helping with the precious metals, at least for the short term. And that's all. This is all short-term scenarios. But right now, we saw gold yesterday close down $21.20. That was at $1,712.10. Still above the $1,700 support number that we had seen. However, looking much weaker. Silver down 40 cents yesterday at $24.62. Platinum closing down $12 yesterday at $1,170, while palladium was down $146 at $2,452 the ounce. This morning, we've got gold down to $1,680 right now. That's down $31.70. We have been as low as $1,675. Silver down 58 cents right now at $24.05. We did see a little bit of a break below 24 before coming back up. Platinum down $16 at $1,154, and palladium down $5 at $2,447 the ounce. So, great opportunity to add to or maybe get into the precious metals at a much reduced price. We'll see if these lows hold today, or if this turns into a reversal and we see them turn around and go up. But that looks probably not likely at this particular time. We'll see how they close out the day. Very interesting, the metals.
Now, a lot of people, William, remember when they come in, the metals is only part of their portfolio. You know, people are into different things. Some are in real estate. Some are in stocks. They're in all the. What percentage of someone's investment portfolio should be in the metals, would you recommend?
I recommend, well, depending on their age and a lot of other factors, but anywhere from 5 to at least maybe even as much as 10% in the metals.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, when you guys go over to William Youngerman, the metals are available for immediate delivery. That means you walk out with them, and which is something that is not all that common. Listen, give William Youngerman a call. His store opens up at 10 a.m. weekdays. 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road, right here in Boca Raton, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, and online, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, take care, guys. Give him a call. All right, Steve, you back with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Steve's by phone today, and I'm sure Tyler will take care of the tech issue over there. I see, always does. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, Brian, this is Russell from Hampton. How you doing?
All right. Where's Hampton?
Hey, well, what I wanted to ask you.
He doesn't want to tell us.
You know, I don't care how popular Trump is. I love him, but you know, they stole the election.
Yeah. Well, Trump is, Trump. What is Trump spending his days doing right now? Do you know? A shadow government. What does that mean? What do you think he does every day? Like, what do you think he's doing today? I don't even know what that means. Shadow. What does that mean? What is he doing? No. What do you think he's doing? You say what do you think he is dedicating himself to these days? It's not the golf course. What do you think he's doing? Really, seriously. Well, there you go. Yeah, and not only he's also backing candidates to rid us of the rhino problem, right? He's to primary out the rhinos and replace them. So, from the time he came down the escalator, Donald Trump not only has never lied to us, right? He's always been a straight shooter about everything that's going on, and he says he's running. He says vote for these people. I got confidence in him, and I'm going to do what he says. You can do what you want, but that's my take on it. But I don't see any reason not to do whatever Trump says go along. He knows more about what's going on than we could ever imagine knowing. So I have no worries about any of that stuff. By the way, our great governor Ron DeSantis, he is signing an executive order, Steve, forbidding vaccine passports in Florida, including the theme parks or anywhere else in Florida. So COVID passports. Through executive order by the governor, will not be permitted in the state of Florida. That is, yeah. This COVID passport thing is such a attempt. It's really an attempt to take away more of our rights than we've ever had taken over at any particular time, ever. Because what they're trying to do is restrict your freedom of movement. Yeah, and exactly. And, when Biden came out yesterday backing up that lunatic from the CDC that was talking about a catastrophe and all of this, I mean, they just don't want the country to get out of it. They want to keep they're Democrats, right? They don't want to lose control over the people. They have a lot of control, a lot of power, and they don't want to give it back. That's why like this gun control debate. Like Biden, they say Biden's going to sign an executive order on gun control Friday. They didn't say what it's going to be about specifically, so it tells me probably a big nothing feel-good thing, or they would tell us what he was going to do, But, even if I heard a Democrat come up with a good idea on gun control restrictions, I'd never support it. Because Democrats, once they take something away, not only do you not get it back, they want more. So so there's nothing you can ever go along with the Democrats. Look at here in Florida, we're like completely free, and I think we lose sight around the country. Things are still shut down all over this country. I mean it's crazy. It's crazy. And Biden yesterday, I thought that was troubling. I was surprised at that CDC lady. Did you see her on television yesterday? I was shocked at she was she's the one that was wanted to reverse everything, and she's worried about the catastrophe and the outbreak that's coming. She's acting like it's March of last year, the way she was talking. And then Biden came out and backed her up on it. I was, You would think he'd want the country reopened. He wants the economy booming, doesn't he? I don't get any of this.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I mean,
the people in there now who they feel will play ball with them, and that's what they care about as long as they get their cut.
Yeah. Well, I kind of view Biden. Biden is in office. This is his last opportunity to set his family up financially. I don't think he's in the. Most presidents have different agendas. They want to get reelected. They want to make America great again. They all have their thing. Joe Biden, everybody in his family is a bum. He's the only one in his family that has generated income and worked. Everyone else is a bum, like Hunter, his brother. So he's trying to set up his entire family, all the way his grandkids and everything else, trying to set them up financially for the rest of their lives, because this is his last go-around, and he knows it. So his agenda and the way he reacts and does things is unpredictable because of that. Oh, look who we have on the line. Richard Pearl, host of Richard Pearl on Politics, which follows the Steve Kane Show weekdays at 9 on this radio station. What's going on, Richard Pearl? Mm-hmm.
Industrial chemicals and stuff.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we're so lucky to be in Florida where we have a decent governor who's not caving to all this nonsense. The greatest governor ever, Ron DeSantis. Now listen, Richard Pearl's radio show, Richard Pearl on Politics, the hottest thing on radio next to the Steve Kane Show. Weekdays at 9 on this radio station, so don't touch that dial. Talks about all the topics that everyone else is afraid to touch on. He delves deep into them. And his store, Simply Natural, which is just stocked with incredible nutraceuticals, many of which I take and Steve take. And his store is open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University Drive. And you can call the store 954-741-4045. All right, have a great show, Richard Pearl, and we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. All right, Steve, you want to say goodbye for us?
My clock says it's time for another close.
No, we don't. No, your clock is wrong. We are seconds till goodbye, yeah. You can call people after the show.
On behalf of my son, Tyler, see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. And all you people that are upset, I am here every day for 3 hours. You're all welcome to call in. Got some calls today from some people that were plenty pissed off, right? So, you're always welcome to call in if you take issues. Steve and I are here every day, right? I'm here for 3 hours. So, I know a lot of strong opinions in the chat room. That's great. Dialogue's great. Strong opinions, disagreements, great. But we're always here to take your calls. So, those of you, yeah, I did talk about the Mike Lindell thing. He was, I'll just give you the quick capsulized version. I talked about it about an hour ago. Mike Lindell announced that his new social media platform will be able to handle on day one 1 billion with a B users, which is really amazing, because I was talking about this, about how Parler crashed and Gab crashed and all because they didn't have the server capacity, and he has secured the server capacity to handle as many people as you possibly need. He is very, very smart. Yeah, guys. Make sure you like the video, share the video. If you're new, subscribe. All right, make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell. But everybody in here that's been giving me grief, come on. Call me on the air. Can't do it now. Show's over. All right, guys, I got to run, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you later, all right?